And here comes your broken arrow tiger. Broken arrow fans, brought by this red speed. Gentlemen, please bring your 50-yard line. Nice one, Ross. Captain, line, 72, Andrew Ryan. Isaiah Kelly. 9 miles Slushy. And number 15, Juwan Tolman. For Union. Officials for tonight's game. Referee is Ronnie Robinson. Umpire Eddie Morris. Headlinesman Joe Hale. Line judge Matt Harder. Back judge Mark Dowling.
Union is one to call selected to defer to the second half. Broken arrow with speed starts first half.
This is the main event of the evening. We are live at Tiger Field in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
Inside me blaze like a siren. Why would you try it? Wake up the beast, no I can't keep silent. I put my time in, now it's my time. Your time is expiring. Blood, sweat and tears, I conquer my fears. I'm ready to fly now.
Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. Tigers will start first and 10 at the 20-yard line. First and 10.
In their very first play, that went from Jake Raines, their quarterback, to Isaiah Keller. And it was really good coverage by Chauncey, but he just lost him, Chauncey Sanders. Then they hand the ball in the second play to Sanchez Banks, and he finishes it off going 37 yards for a score, and it's already 6-0 Broken Arrow. I'm Rick Corey along with Tom Stockton, and on the field is Doc Levens, who probably has barely gotten settled before Broken Arrow goes up 6-0. They'll bring on their kicker now, Tyler Crawford. Crawford's a left footer. He's set and waiting. There's the snap. The kick is up, and it's already good. So we've used all of 39 seconds in this game, and it's 7-0 Broken Arrow already. We'll take our first break and come back with Union on the offense. This is Union football from KRMG.
Tyler Crawford picking the ball up for the Tigers.
Seven 7-0 Tigers just 39 seconds into this game. A two-play 80-yard drive with the key being a 43-yard run by Banks. The kick is into the end zone and good, and we are at 7-0. Now we're set for Tyler Crawford to kick this football off. Union has two players standing back around their 10-yard line. One of those is A.J. Green. Kyler Pearson is the other. There's the approach, and this kick is going to be deep and into the end zone, and it won't matter. So Union will come out on offense from their own 25-yard line. And, all right, Tom, I guess we're underway.
Yeah, and one of the things we worried about the first time, they had guys wide open. Well, this one wasn't wide open. It was almost a short throw, and he came back and fought his way to catch it. Then the next play, just right up the middle. The guy, nobody even hardly touched him.
Yeah, Chauncey Andrews actually had very good coverage on that first play. He just did not make the play on the ball. He allowed the receiver to go ahead and make the play inside. So Union will have it first and 10, trailing now 7-0. This is quarterfinal play here in Broken Arrow. Robon Branks brings him up. A.J. Green set to his right. Tied in to the right. There's one receiver right to the left. The fake handoff, and Banks is going to keep it around the 25. He's at the 30, 35. Robon breaks free, 40, 45, and it's an offensive show. Banks goes out of bounds around the 46-yard line. That'll be a run of at least 26 yards, maybe a little further than that, and it'll be first and 10 Redskins.
And that's certainly something they didn't see the first time we played him with the way Banks is running the football, because he wasn't in there most of the time.
He was fine. He pushed out of bounds on that side by Corey Williams. They're going to mark the ball right at the 46, so it will be a 21-yard run. Just underway here, first period, 11-11 to go in that first period. 7-0 Tigers, but already Union. And now we also have a penalty at the end of that. Was that a late hit? So you're going to add a personal foul, and that'll move the ball all the way to Broken Arrow's 39-yard line. So these two offenses are chewing up the defenses as of right now. Here comes Union, 1st and 10. They'll send one receiver to the right. That's Lipsy. Two comes to the left. One of those McDaniel. The other is Pearson. Now going into the I formation is Green. There's the handoff to A.J. on the right side. He's going to have to hurry to make something work, and he pushes forward to the 35-yard line. He really should have gone down in the backfield, but made a nice move on the inside. Was able to push his way forward for, we're going to call it, about 4 yards. They're still unpiling there. It looks like two players may be tangled together. When they get up off the bottom of that, though, it was Bryce Machota who made that play, so we'll call it 2nd down and 6. The ball will be right at the 35 of Broken Arrow. Offenses came to play early. McDaniel comes wide left. Two receivers go right. Pearson the inside slot. Short tight end, and now motion by Pearson from right to left. Banks in the shotgun. Rovon takes it. He's going to run to his left, and he's going to be taken down after a gain of just a couple. He didn't get an awful lot. It looked like he had a lot of blockers out in front of him, but they just got all gummed up. It was Marchicelli who made that final play. We'll call it a gain of 2, and it's going to be 3rd down now and 4. Union will be at the 33-yard line of Broken Arrow. They need the 29.
And I really believe, obviously, this is going to be 2-down territory, so we might look for a regular run or some type of short pass, but the playbook is wide open.
9:58 to go, first period, 7-0 Broken Arrow. Union with their first possession. Two receivers go right, stacked there. Pearson is the man in the backfield. Going from right to left is Union. Banks in a shotgun. Rovon is going to hand it off to A.J. Green, and he bounces off a player and pushes forward, but he didn't get much. A.J. again should have gone down in the backfield. That defense for Broken Arrow, very aggressive. But A.J. was able to pull away. He got a little ways before Jalen Moss brought him down. We're going to call that a gain of nothing, and it's going to be 4th down and about 4, and it looks like Coach Stockton is right. The Redskins look like they'll go for it. Rovon Banks runs all the way to the far sideline. That's where Union is set up. Union in their black pants with the red and white stripes, the white jerseys with black numbers, and the silver helmets with the split U. 9:09 to go in this first period. Now 4th down and about 4 for Union. At the 33, they need the 29 for the first. Three receivers right side, Green to the right of Banks. Banks has the snap, rolling to his right. Rovon is going to take off and run. He'll have the first down at the 25, at the 20, and he fumbles the football, but it went right up into the air, and a Union player brought it down. Rovon got smoked at the 19-yard line. The ball flipped out of his hands, and it was Desmond McDaniel who caught it as though it was a forward pass. So Banks gets the first down, lucky for Union, and it'll be 1st and 10 Redskins now at the 18-yard line of the Tigers.
And you're right, that was lucky because that was a good run, and now we're down inside the 20, and it could have very easily just gone their way.
Three receivers now come left side. Belt is one of those. You also see Pearson out here and McDaniel. Again, shotgun for Banks. He's going to run to his right by himself. He's going to be to the 15, no more than that. Had a lead block out there from A.J. Green, but he wasn't able to get everybody out of the way. And the final tackle made in there once again by Corey Williams. So it'll be 2nd down now, and we'll call it 7. They'll put the ball at the 15-yard line, and Union needs the 8. 7-0 Broken Arrow, 8 minutes to go here in this first period. Steady dose of Rovon Banks so far for Broken Arrow. From the 15 of Broken Arrow, Banks once again in the shotgun. He's going to hand off to A.J. Green. A.J. bounces outside, being pursued, cuts inside at the 10. A.J. to the 8-yard line. A.J. Green, again, just makes a move on a guy in the backfield, made him miss, and gets all the way down to the 8. Final tackle in there by Marion Horn, but that's good for a first down, and it's now 1st and goal. Redskins at the Broken Arrow 8. 7-0 Tigers, but Union's threatening.
And that was as much A.J.'s speed. After he made that first guy miss, that was as much his speed as anything because he just outran every defender to get around that corner.
Yeah, the Broken Arrow defense already a bit of hands-on hit. So 1st and goal now for Union. Tight end right side, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Banks is going to fake and he runs straight up the middle. Rovon at the 5, diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Union. Rovon Banks faked it to A.J. Green. He goes wide right. Half of Broken Arrow went with him, and then Rovon Banks picked his hole and won 8 yards, for the touchdown. It's 7-6.
And that was huge. That drive was huge.
If you don't answer a quick score like that, it can be a long night.
Yeah. especially with the last game, we played 4 quarters and didn't score a touchdown, and now we've got one halfway through the first quarter.
Stephon Forbes on for the extra point, an important point here as well to tie this game. Pearson will hold, the Smith snaps, there it is, the hold is down, the kick is up, it's low, but he drove it through there. 7:21 to play in this first period, we're all even again. Union 7, Broken Arrow 7. The Tigers will get the ball next on KRMG.
Hear Money Talk on KRMG.
Congratulations to your Oliver Middle School teacher, Matt Hobbs. High school English teacher, Mission Rodolfsky. Centennial Middle School English teacher, Brian Stevens. Broken Arrow High School English teacher, Jennifer Murray. High school math teacher, Jill Taylor. Thanks to TTCU for all you do for our teachers and Broken Arrow Public Schools. Stephon Forbes to kick off.
Redskins driving 80 yards in 4 minutes. It took them 8 plays to do it. They get the touchdown from Rovon Banks of 8 yards. The extra point is good, and we are tied at 7. The kickoff coming from Forbes is going to be low, and it's going to be returned by Broken Arrow's Torrey Dillard. He's at the 20, got room, 25. Dillard breaks free, 30. He's going to break one more tackle to go, and he didn't. Boy, a tremendous final tackle, and then Union is going to get flagged because the guy who made the tackle then decided to be a knucklehead and jump up and get in his face. Didn't see who it was, but it's going to be a flag against Union. Probably going to be a personal foul after that play at the 39-yard line, so that should extend where that ball landed. And Tom, you just have to keep your temper.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just, there's no excuse for that. None.
And I do understand it's a very emotional game. I get it, but you've got to understand that when you do that, you take that emotional game and you give your opponent an opportunity to make something out of it. Oh, they're going to actually, it was not against Union, so I will apologize. They're going to march that ball backwards. That'll be a hold against Broken Arrow. So despite the fact the flag came out exactly where the little fisticuffs happened on the sidelines, it's against Broken Arrow. So they'll take it over at their own 24-yard line, 1st and 10, 7:17 to go first period, 7-all. Jake Raines, the quarterback. He's going to turn and hand once again to the same guy who scored just moments ago. That's Banks, their Banks, and he's going to push forward across the 30, 35, 37-yard line. Sanchez Banks just dragging Redskins with him for 13 more yards. He comes in with 935 yards. He didn't start until a few games into the season and averaging 6.6 a carry. And right there, he carried about half the Union defense. It'll be 1st and 10 now, Broken Arrow at their own 38.
Well, the strength of Broken Arrow is their run game.
No question about that. The quarterback range brings them up. They're in an I formation. Banks the back guy. Now motion from left to right. Now 2 receivers here to the right. They're going to hand once again, and he's got a lot of room. Banks goes across the 40, 45, drags one with him. Finally brought down at the 47-yard line, but it took effort to get him down. There's no question. Final tackle in there was made by Desmond McDaniels. But that's a good gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 for Broken Arrow. And Tom, is anybody going to play defense tonight?
I don't know. And one of the things Coach Frederick talked about when I visited with him was this offensive line just blocks and blocks and blocks and keeps blocking until the play's over.
Yeah, well, their head coach was a pretty good blocker himself. 2nd and 1 for Broken Arrow. Once again, Raines is under center. I formation behind him. He'll turn, he'll hand to Banks once again. Banks being pursued as he runs to his right, but he makes one guy miss and gets forward for the first down to the 49-yard line. Again, he probably should have gone down in the backfield, but did not. Is able to make enough out of that to get himself a first down. Mason Gibbons on the tackle, and it'll be 1st and 10 Broken Arrow at their own 49. 5:55 to go here in this first period. 7-7 Broken Arrow Union. Quickly out of the huddle. One receiver goes left side, one to the right. This time the shotgun set. Jake Raines, the quarterback. Next to him is Banks. He's going to hand to Banks left side. He's going to run into his blocker and be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. There's a flag now coming down late, way back in the backfield, but Banks is going to lose about 1.5 yards. About half the defense was there.
Stop, we have a flag on the play.
One of the guys there, once again, Mason Gibbons. Jake Rogers was there, as you can imagine. Junior Smith as well. We need to get the call on what that penalty was. Where it was thrown is normally a hold.
Yeah.
And that is what it's going to be, a hold against Broken Arrow. Now the question, if you're Coach Kirk Frederick, is do you take that and back them up, or do you go with 2nd and 12? Ball would be around the 47, but they're going to go ahead and back them up. So that will take it back, and it will be placed now at the 37-yard line. We'll have first down and a little more than 20 for Broken Arrow. Your officiating crew, that is Ronnie Robertson, the referee. The umpire is Eddie Morris, the head linesman Joel Hale. Matt Hart is the line judge, and the back judge who threw that flag is Mark Dowler. So it'll be first and just over 20 for Broken Arrow, now at their own 37-yard line. Raines again in the shotgun. He's going to turn and hand to Banks. Banks off the right side. Got room again across the 40. He's going to get to the 45-yard line. Initial blocking by that Broken Arrow offensive line's tremendous. They're just blowing Union out of the way. Jake Rogers in there on that stop, but he got back about 6, and it'll be second down and about 15.
Brings up second down.
Well, they run it, you know, and looking at their stats, they run it about 78% of the time, so they've had success.
Yeah, and Banks has had a lot of success.
Yeah.
Ball now at the 44-yard line of Broken Arrow, 2nd and 15. They need the Union 41 for the first down. Raines fakes to Banks, drops back to throw, fires deep over the middle, and that ball is intercepted. Intercepted by the Redskins. A tremendous play by Union's Caleb Kalo. He was trying to go to Dillard, and he threw it just slightly behind him, and Caleb had tremendous coverage to begin with, jumped up and made the interception, so Union will take the football. And, Tom, that's what you need, a little bit of a catalyst.
Oh, absolutely. Because the last time we played them, we were stopping the run a little bit better than we're stopping it right now, and then they'd go to play action, and they'd have somebody wide open, and that time there were 2 defenders right there.
Caleb Kalo makes the play, and so with about 4:43 to go in this first period, tied at 7 apiece, Union will have a chance to see if they can take a lead. Once again, Robon Banks brings out the troops. A.J. Green set to his left. 2 receivers left side, 1 to the right. Banks is going to hand to A.J. on the right side. He's going to have to hurry to get down behind the scrimmage. He breaks free at the 40, breaks back again, 50. A.J. on the run, 40, 45. Oh, he's gone. 25, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. A.J. Green, 69 yards, and it looked like when he first touched the football, Tom, that he was going to have to hurry to just not lose yards.
Yeah.
He cut back inside 1 block, and then A.J. just found a gap, and once he finds a gap, forget it. You won't catch it.
Well, they had some guys with an angle on him at about the 40, and I thought they might, and then I know they can't.
No.
He just pulled away and pulled away.
And he pulled away quickly at the end. Remember, he's a 10-500 guy. Stephon Forbes on for the extra point, and boy, what an offensive show we've had here tonight between these two. Teams are ready. Pearson has the ball down. There's the kick. This time up much higher, and it's good. 4:27 to play, first period. The Redskins have their first lead. Union 14, Broken Arrows Tigers 7 in the quarterfinals, 6A1 playoffs. This is Union football at KRMG. Play 69-yard drive for the Union Redskins. Took all of 16 seconds for A.J. Green to cover that. Comes off after an interception from Caleb Kalo, the extra point being good. We're now 14-7 Redskins here in the first period of the 6A1 high school football playoff game. Rick Corey, Tom Stockton, Doc Blevins on the field as the Tigers went 2 plays to score on their first drive. Union answers, and then a Tiger turnover leads to a Union score. Forbes will kick this ball off, and this one will go into the end zone, and Broken Arrow won't have any choice. They'll start at their own 25-yard line. So, Tom, right now what you're seeing really good offense from both football teams. Now, if you're a defense, though, how do you catch up?
Well, I think they did a good job last time. I think we obviously have to, they have to stop the run first. No doubt about it. But their defensive backs defensive backs from Union have got to stay back and play the pass, play the pass, play the pass.
So, pardon me, Broken Arrow at their own 20. It'll be 1st and 10 there. They send one receiver to each side, tight end, and an I formation. Raines turns, and he hands once again to Banks, and he goes crushing up the middle, and he gets to the 24 before he's hit. But again, Banks just shoves his way across the 25 to the 26. He is a tremendously strong runner. Jake Rogers on the bottom of that pile for the tackle, but that is 6 more yards for Sanchez Banks, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
And that offensive line is huge.
And talented.
Yes, very.
From their own 26-yard line, trailing 14-7, Broken Arrow now 2nd and 4. Raines brings him up again, tight end left side. Raines is going to turn. He falls down as he hands to Banks, and Banks is hit in the backfield, and they're going to call him down. They're going to actually say that Sanchez was down when he tossed the ball backwards. So that'll mark it back as a loss to about the 23-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and more like 7 for Broken Arrow with 3:42 to go in this first period.
And they've had success running it, but the defensive backs have got to be alert for the play action.
3 receivers, 2 right side, 1 left side. Now tight end goes left side. Once again in the shotgun is Raines. Banks to his right on 3rd and 7. Back is Raines, throwing left side. That ball is caught. That's an easy completion out there to Isaiah Keller. They're giving him a lot of room because he's awfully fast, and you can kind of understand why. But now I see a conversation being had over there on the Union sideline. That conversation happening with, looks like Arthur Cantlin, who was playing some defensive back on that play, and it's 1st down. Now Broken Arrow at their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Again, 3 receivers, 2 right side. Tight end comes there as well. Raines in the shotgun. Banks to his right. Raines is going to turn, hand to Banks, and he is taken down right at the line of scrimmage. And that's a tremendous play by Caleb Kalo from the outside. Caleb Kalo on the outside blitz, which he's done several times this year. Normally, he gets a guy in the backfield. This dude's a little different guy. He got a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. And occasionally, Tom, you're going to have to do that. Sell out on a run blitz.
You're going to have to take some chances, no doubt about it.
2:34 to play, first period, 14-7 Union. At their own 35-yard line, Broken Arrow was 2nd and 9. Raines has a snap, turns, hands to Banks again, has room up to the 40-yard line. Jacob Rogers once again in on that tackle, but you'll notice we're not calling a lot of the defensive line. Josh Frederick in there helping out as well. That's a gain of about 5. We're going to call it 3rd down and 4, and the Broken Arrow offensive line is doing a tremendous job of handling the Union defensive line right now.
I think that's probably something most games the announcers are having to say, because that is one heck of a good offensive line.
3rd down and 4 now for Broken Arrow, trailing Union 14-7 with under 2 minutes to go, first period. Raines in the shotgun. Once again, Banks to his right. Raines claps his hands, now waits, claps again. There's a flag, and there's going to be motion against Broken Arrow. Just before the snap, and you know, nowadays, Tom, with that clap, what most people do, they clap once just to say listen or be ready. If they're going to change the play, the second clap usually is the snap, or the second double clap, whatever the case may be. In this case, there was quite a bit of a pause between that first and second clap, and I think somebody flinched. So that'll move the ball back to the 35 of Broken Arrow, and they'll now have 3rd and 9. They need to get all the way to their 44-yard line. Raines in the shotgun, 4 receivers. To his left once again is Bank. Raines ready, claps the hands. Now he's back to throw. Here comes some pressure. Raines is going to have to run. He's got some room. Raines is going to go across the 35 to the 40, and he will not, well, I don't know. He might have gotten the 1st down. Raines might have gotten all the way to the 44-yard line. He got ran out. 2 guys there. Ford was there, and Rogers was there as well. And they're going to say he got it. He got all the way to the 45. So Jacob Raines, who hasn't run it a lot this year, that time gets all the way to the 45. It's a gain of 10 and 1st down for Broken Arrow.
And yet they're marking it at the 44.
Well, that's where they need it as well.
It was close.
Yeah, they initially stepped at the 45.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10, Broken Arrow. It's over a minute to play in this first period. Tigers down 7-0. Raines is going to hand once again, and here goes once again that guy, Sanchez Banks. He goes forward across the 45 to the 48 to the 49-yard line. Once again, Ford, one of the guys in on that tackle. That's going to be a good gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4, ball exactly at midfield.
Again, it's that offensive line.
They're creating some holes. Union might have to run some stunts, blitzes, whatever it takes to get inside those holes, but as soon as you do, the play action can kill you.
Yes.
At midfield, 2nd and 4, Broken Arrow. Running out of time in this first period, Tigers trailing 14-7. Raines in the shotgun. He's going to hand off again to Banks, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. And there's one of those blitzes, if you will. And Union changed things up a little bit, brought in offensive lineman Jake Henry, and he shot through a gap and slapped him down. That's a loss of about 2. They'll mark it now at the 47 of Broken Arrow, and it'll be 3rd down and 7.
If Union's going to just play one-on-one versus their offensive line, it's not going to work. We got to have some people. Union's got to have some people come in in the gaps and from the outside.
But they're not going to run another play, and they don't have to, so that'll end the first period. A very fast-moving first period, all offense for the most part. Redskins of Union lead Broken Arrow 14-7. Back with the second period and a big 3rd down next on KRMG.
Would all veterans and active duty servicemen please stand if you are able, so we can recognize you as tonight's hometown heroes of the game. Football fans, please help us thank these fine men and women for their service to our country.
Memorial Stadium, Rick Corey along with Tom Stockton. Doc Blevins is freezing somewhere on the field right now. Actually, not a bad night here. 14-7 Union as we end the first period. An offensive show for both teams, and now Broken Arrow flipping, going from right to left, or pardon me, yes, from right to left. Gold pants, black jerseys, black helmets, and their gold numbers. We'll have a 3rd down and 7. At their own 47-yard line, they'll need Union's 46. Raines now under center, has motion from right to left, and a stacked eye behind him. He's going to turn, he's going to hand off once again, and that's going to go to Banks, and he's going to be taken down. Banks did not get much. Maybe a yard, half yard, something along those lines. Jake Rogers there, Ford there too, and it's going to bring up a 4th down for Broken Arrow, and so we will see our first punt of the evening. They're going to mark that as no gain, Tom, and I'd say that's a win.
That's absolutely, if we're making them punt, it's a win. That's awesome.
Going to kick this ball away is Tyler Crawford, averaging around 36 a kick. Back at the 20-yard line is Kyler Pearson. Just underway, second period, 14-7 Union, and if the Redskins don't give up a fake punt of some kind here, they should have the ball back pretty soon. There's the snap. The left footer gets the foot to it. It's going to be short but very wobbly. Pearson runs up, makes the catch at the 23-yard line, and got smoked. But Kyler did the right thing. He made the catch and needed to, because if he didn't make that catch, that ball is going to bounce a long way. But he paid for it. Logan Diller hit him right as soon as he made that catch, but he saved Union easily 10 or 15 yards. And it'll be Redskins' ball at their own 21-yard line, leading 14-7. You can't overestimate, Tom, how much yardage he has saved Union this year.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
Just by making catches.
And right here, Union has a chance, if they can go down and score, to really put some pressure on Broken Arrow.
14-7 Union. They now have the ball at their own 21-yard line with 11 minutes to go in this second period. In the shotgun once again is Banks with Green to his left. Hands off to AJ. Nope, Rovon kept it himself across the 25. Nice play fake by Rovon. He's still pushing the pile across the 30, and they haven't blown the whistle yet. They're going to give him 10 yards. He never went down. Rovon Banks is still standing. Half the Broken Arrow defense is around him, and they just kept pushing. That's going to be a first down. That's good for 10 yards, and I think the guys in black might be realizing it's a different quarterback than last time.
Absolutely. They got their hands on their hips already.
Well, Union is running him as much as they can and running wide with A.J. Green as well, and making Broken Arrow defend. So 1st and 10 now at the own 32-yard line for the Redskins. 3 receivers, 2 left side. Banks again in the shotgun. Now motion by the short slot right side. Hand off to A.J. Green, left side. A.J. hits the side, 25, 30, 40. A.J., he almost broke free. He's across the 40 to the 41-yard line, and he got shoved out of bounds very last second, right about the 41-yard line. And the guy who pushed him out of bounds over there, looks like it was Dustin Kidd. But that's a gain of about 7, and Tom, he's a step from going another 60 or 65.
Absolutely. That you said Kevin Kidd, whatever his name was, he just helped them save a touchdown.
Well, they're going to give him 9. So at the 41-yard line, it'll be a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1. 14-7 Union. Well, there was a flag after the play. There was an unsportsmanlike after the play against Union. So the Redskins, who early in the season had a lot of penalty problems, but really solved that in the last 5 or 6 weeks until last weekend, will move it back 15 yards. I did not catch who that was against, but they'll take the ball back to the 26-yard line of the Redskins, and now it'll be 2nd down and a whole lot more like 16. Tom, again, emotional game.
Yeah.
Got to be smart.
Absolutely.
2nd and 16, Redskins at their own 26-yard line. Glittering opportunity. Now they've got to work hard to get that 1st down back. Banks is going to hand off to Pearson left side on a little sweep, and he got nothing. Kyler didn't get a thing. Broken arrow was right there, and as a matter of fact, about half that defense was out there. The first guy there was Torrance Ingram, and that's going to be a gain of nothing. It'll be 3rd down and 16 for the Redskins at their own 26, and they really were. I mean, that was a very promising drive, and they can still save it, Tom, but they're going to have to make a heck of a play.
A while ago, right before that play, Pearson was out here all by himself. Well, now he's out here, but he's not all by himself.
10 minutes to go in this 2nd period. 14-7 Union, and 3rd and 16 for the Redskins at their own 26. Banks with a shotgun snap. Rolls to his right. Going to have to hurry, and Rovon's going to go down behind the line of scrimmage. Tried to roll right and get a little something going. He just could not. Broken arrow was all over it. Several players in on that tackle. Jalen Moss, the first guy there. It'll be a loss of 1, and now Union will have to kick it away for the first time. And what was an offensive showcase has become a couple of good defensive stands.
And that penalty cost the Redskins, even if they hadn't made the 1st down, they'd have the ball down probably close to their 20. Now they could be giving it away on the midfield.
And Isaiah Keller is a very difficult guy to cover up. Union runs a guy on the last second. Now Keller runs up, and now he's going to run backwards, and David Alexander calls a timeout. And what was an absolute mistake on Union's part almost cost Broken Arrow. Keller was the deep back, the punt coming from Stephon Forbes, but what happened was Union did not have the last player on the field. They ran him out last minute at a wide receiver spot. Keller saw him and ran over to cover him, which means if Stephon had kicked that ball, there's nobody back there. He could have rolled all it wanted to roll, but instead David Alexander saw it and called timeout, and that's a smart call. While we have that timeout, the one thing we haven't heard from, let's get David's keys to the game with our own Doc Blevins.
Time to check in with Union football head coach Kurt Frederick for Coach's Keys to the Game.
They play such great defense. I mean, we were shut out the first time we played them, and their linebackers, their secondary plays so well, and defensive front is good too, but the secondary, the way they run, the way they do a great job of keeping you out of the end zone. So defensively is a very strong suit of theirs.
What do they do offensively?
It starts with the offensive line. I mean, they are outstanding, and they've settled in on the tailback, Sanchez Banks, that's done really well. I think he's rushed for almost 1,000 yards, and he's only been carrying the ball, I think, 5 or 6 weeks. So he's just doing a great job. Isaiah Keller is an outstanding receiver of theirs as well. Quarterback's doing well. Just some I don't want to say throwback, but it's more, Stanford, more Michigan, the old Nebraska style of offense, very tough and play good defense, and it's been successful for them.
That is head coach Kirk Frederick. The punt coming from Stephon Forbes. Broken Arrow waves everybody off, and the ball bounces out of bounds around the 38-yard line of the Tigers, and that's where they will take it 1st and 10. 8:47 to play in this 2nd period. 14-7 Redskins, and Tom, he mentioned defense, and nobody played it early, and then they played it the last 2 series. Some of that is you figure it out. Some of that is, I think, the initial excitement wears off, and you kind of settle into your game.
Absolutely, and I think some of it is the ability of the running backs and the quarterbacks, the way they're all running.
Jacob Raines brings him up, 3 receivers to his left. He's in the shotgun. Banks is running back to his right. You just heard him talk about Sanchez Banks. He hands to Banks, and he is swallowed up. Union had a bunch of players there. Gabe Ford in on the last of that tackle, but that was one of the better plays by Union defensive front right there. Jake Rogers and Caleb Kalo on a bit of a stunt jumped inside, and they're going to stop him for a gain of, we're going to maybe give him a half yard and call it 2nd down and 10. Much better job by that Union defense right there, Tom.
Absolutely. They're not, if they're going to just if Union lines up, head up with those offensive linemen and just takes them on, they're not going to come out on top. They've got to
Second
stun
and
a
10,
little.
Broken Arrow at their own 38-yard line. Once again, here comes Raines. Back in the shotgun. Here he comes to pass. Here comes a blitz. Raines is going to have to run. Rolls to his right. Got a lot of room. 40, 45, 50. Raines at the 45. Cuts back, and he's taken down there. Well, there was a clear hold on Jake Rogers that the officials just missed. And that allowed him to break out of the pocket. He goes all the way to the 44-yard line of Union. Final tackle by Chauncey. It was Chauncey Andrews, but it'll be 1st and 10. Broken Arrow now at Union's 44. 14-7 Redskins, 7 minutes and 40 seconds to play, second period. Once again in the shotgun is Raines. To his right is Banks. Handoff to Sanchez Banks. He comes back to his left, and he is cartwheeled by Caleb Kalo. Oh, my. He had to turn back to the inside. A good job of setting that corner in there. And that was JoJo Nichols who came all the way up and made Banks cut back. And when he did, Caleb Kalo just took his legs. It'll be 2nd and 8.
The Union defense has just got to keep doing what they're doing and not give up some big play or let them, scramble around.
2nd and 8 now for Broken Arrow at the Union 42-yard line. Now under center once again is Raines. He's going to turn and hand once again to Banks, and Sanchez Banks is ripped backwards. That was Baychek. Whoa, Baychek got a hold of him and just ripped him backwards like he was a kid. Jacob Baychek whipped that block, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. And got this stat from Richard Johns. The first 8 runs for Sanchez, 82 yards. The next 5, 3 yards. This defense has come to play a little bit here. So with 6:40 to go in this second period, Union up 14-7, and a huge 3rd down and 8 coming up for Broken Arrow. They're at the Union 42, so if they get to 34, they'll have that 1st down. Raines goes back under center, 2 receivers right, double tied in a slot behind him. He's going to turn and once again hand off to Sanchez Banks, and he is hit and taken down. He got about 2. Once again, Gabe Ford was there. They may give him 3. Little help in there, too, from Nichols. But it's going to be 4th down now and about 4, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Broken Arrow go for it here, Tom.
Looks like they are.
That'll move it to the 38-yard line of Union, and they need the 34, so it'll be 4th and 4. 6 minutes to play, second period. It's 14-7 Union, and a big 4th and 4 for Broken Arrow at the Union 40, just past 43-yard line. Tight end right side, short slot right side, 2 receivers left. In this shotgun once again is Raines. To his right is Banks. There's the snap. Raines straight back to throw. Here comes pressure. Raines throws it, and it's dropped. He had a man wide open. Kevin Barnes was completely open, and that would have been right at the 1st down stick, and he just dropped it. So the ball will go to Union, and Tom, you know the old saying, I'd rather be lucky than good. It never hurts to be both.
No, and that was lucky, more than good.
It was.
But one of the things that he may not have been quite ready for the pass because the Redskins had a safety coming off the edge.
Yeah, that pressure was getting there. So leading 14-7, Union has the ball with 5:35 to go in this first half at their own 38-yard line. Banks in the shotgun with 3 receivers, 2 to the right. Once again, Green is the setback. Handoff left side, A.J. Green. He creases the 40, gets to the 40, almost 45. They're going to give him probably the 42. About half the Broken Arrow defense jumped on him at the end. I think they're probably going to credit that tackle to Marion Horn. How much are they going to give him? They're going to say he got to the 42, so we're going to give him about 4.5 and call it 2nd down and 6. And right now, what Union would love to do, since they get the ball to start the second half, is just drive it nice and slow and score late.
I was just going to say that. If the Redskins just drive it down and score, then they get the ball back to start the second half, it could be huge.
2 receivers will come right side. One guy coming very, very late to the right side. And once again in the shotgun is Bank from their own 42-yard line. Hand off to once again A.J. Green. A.J. breaks free. Breaks another tackle across midfield. A.J. Green to the Broken Arrow 45-yard line. Now the Union offensive line is starting to dominate. Marion Horn had to once again make that tackle, but not until 13 more yards for A.J. Green. His 1st and 10 Redskins now in Broken Arrow territory.
And another old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes, sir. Now at the 47-yard line of Broken Arrow. 1st and 10 Union, already leading 14-7. 4.5 minutes to go, first half. Motion by Pearson from left to right. Banks in the shotgun. Green to his right. Rovon Banks rolls to his right. Now he's going to take off, and he got smoked. He lost 3 yards. The guy who made that play was Darian Moss, and he hit him square in the jaw. He might have lost more than 3. It's going to go back to at least the original line of scrimmage, and I think a little further. Yeah, it's going to go back to the 49. So he lost 5 or 6, and it's going to be second down and about 12. Boy, the rollout, which worked great early, not happening now, John. They're setting that edge. 2 receivers go left side. One of those is Shea Dan, who's been very good lately. Pearson's there with him to the right, McDaniel. Now Green moves up next to Rovan Banks. Hand off to Green, right side. A.J. has the corner a bit. 50, makes one miss. 45, 40. A.J., 35-yard line, inside the 35. First down, A.J. Green. And that was all A.J. Green. He gave a little hesitation to the first guy who had him cut off, and then he just outran everybody else. Darian Moss made the play, and he is now on his back. He's injured. I think he fell on, looks like maybe on A.J.'s feet or something as he went down and had the breath knocked out of him. He goes all the way, does Green, to the 32, and it'll be 1st and 10 there. And during the injury timeout, we'll take a break. 14-7 Redskins, and they'll have a first down in Broken Arrow territory next on KRMG.
Darian Moss, the injured Tiger.
Redskins here at Memorial Stadium in Broken Arrow. A.J. Green gets the handoff and got nothing. As a matter of fact, stood up right at the line of scrimmage. That'll be a gain of 0. Union got there with another great A.J. Green run. That time, that defensive front, it was Corey Collins Jr. who made the play. It'll be second down and 10. 3:07 to go, first half, 14-7 Union. Rick Corey with Tom Stockton and Doc Blevins. And Doc's going to have Ricky Stromberg, big offensive lineman from Arkansas, up here, talking about what a tumultuous week they had, eh? With Chad being fired, Chad Morris. That'll be at halftime. 2nd and 10 for the Redskins, now at the 32-yard line of Broken Arrow. Union trying to add to that lead. 4 receivers, 3 left side. Banks in the shotgun. Rovan rolling left and hands back off to A.J. Green. A lot of room. 30. A.J. 25. 20. Cannot get past the last guy, and he goes down at the 15-yard line. He just tried to run over at that last moment. Tried to run over and tried to run through number 9. That is Rodney Barnes, and he couldn't quite do it.
Flag.
And there's also a flag. Oh, no. Union's already overcome a 1st and 20+. And after what was going to be a first down run to the 15, the Redskins will get this called back. This will be a hold. Called once again by our crew. That's Ronnie Robinson, the head man, and that's going to take the ball back at the 35-yard line. So it'll repeat second down, but really almost exactly where it was after a gain of just more than 15 to 20 yards. And really, Tom, all that does at this point, certainly you'd like to have that first down, but it lets the clock run too, and you still have your lead. So 2:25 to go in this first half, 14-7 Union. 12 on the play clock, and Banks just now joined the hot huddle. Rovan's going to have to hurry. 3 receivers, 2 left side. Banks in the shotgun. Once again, here's Green, and it'll be a timeout.
Yeah.
So the Redskins leading 14-7. We'll take another break. We'll come back with that big second down next on KRMG.
Listen to Inside Tiger Football presented by Rip Grip Live every Tuesday night on 97.1 The Sports Animal. Or catch the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or SoundCloud. Get the latest on Tiger football from Coach David Alexander, play-by-play voice of the Tigers, Charlie Hanneman, and a guest player each Tuesday night on Inside Tiger Football presented by Rip Grip.
app right now. And
Guys laughing at me.
might even play it on air. 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's news and talk.
Back at Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium, quarterfinal playoff action. Rick Corey with Doc Blevins and Tom Stockton here as Union leads 14-7 with 2 minutes to go in this first half against Broken Arrow. Redskins will have a 2nd and 12 at the Broken Arrow 35-yard line. Rovon Banks has one man in motion in the shotgun. Rovon back, looking. Rovon, he's going to throw deep. He's going for Kyler Pearson. That ball is incomplete, almost intercepted. Quite honestly, Rovon did not make a great decision there. Pearson was the only option. There was double coverage back there, and he threw that thing as far as he could, and it was nearly intercepted. That was Miles Slusher who almost picked it off, and it'll be 3rd down and 12. And Tom, that probably wasn't the right choice.
No, and it didn't get Union out of any better situation here because now it's 3rd and long again.
Well, and it stopped the clock as well. Yeah. So with 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go, it'll be 3rd and about 12 for Union. At the 35 of Broken Arrow, they'll need the 23. Banks has 3 receivers, 2 left side. Rovon now sends 1 in motion. That's going to be Belt from right to left. And now a timeout called by Union. So we'll take another break as well. What was a very quick game is slowed a bit. We'll find out exactly how this 3rd down comes out next on KRMG.
Introducing the Capital One.
At the 35-yard line of Broken Arrow, leading 14-7. Rovon Banks throws to his left, caught by Belt at the 30. He's forward to the 30, to the 25, inside that to the 24-yard line. Belt makes back over 10 of what they needed. It will be 4th down and about 2 for Union, and now a decision. You're in a position with the ball at the 24-yard line of a very long field goal if you want to try it with Stephon Forbes, but you've got a great opportunity with 4th down and just over 2 with 1:38 to go here in this half, and Tom, they're going to go.
And I would think Union might run some kind of play to fake it.
Straight to the line of scrimmage for the Redskins. 4th and 2 with the 25-yard line of Broken Arrow. Banks in the shotgun. To his left now, they have changed out running backs. It is Avante Wilkins. Union is going to let the clock run down, and they may let it run down. They may have tried to pull Broken Arrow off, and they may go ahead and try the field goal. Now Union will call it timeout. We're going to keep it here, though, just in case, because you just never know in that situation, Tom, if they come back quickly. And I think you're right. Maybe they were trying, and the other thing they may have been trying to do is just see how Broken Arrow lined up.
Exactly, and I think a good play, and they're not going to listen to me, but a good play now might be Banks faking the inside run to the tailback and keeping it.
Rovon Banks scored the first touchdown on a just masterful run. A.J. Green had a big, long score as well. Now, right now, Stephon Forbes is out there, and he is stretching as though he may try it. The ball at the 24, so they put it at the 31. You'd be looking at a 41-yard attempt. I don't see a lot of wind out there. As a matter of fact, if you look at the flags up on the goalpost, they are hanging straight down. And Stephon certainly is capable of 41. There's no question. The question is, do they want to go through that? The other problem, if you get it blocked and you try to drive it, you can go the other way. There are a lot of things to think about. So let's see what the Redskins decide to do. Looks like they're going to bring out the field goal team. Trenton DeSmet will snap this from the 24-yard line. Kyler Pearson will put it down at the 31. It's just inside the far hash mark, so it's not far from the center of the field. Pearson is going to be the man who holds. 1:14 to go in this first half. 14-7 Union trying to add to it. Teams are ready. There's the snap and the hold. The kick is up, and it is woefully short. He hit that one very poorly. It never had a chance. Not only was it short and off to the left, and so it is no good, and Union will turn the football over. And with 1:10 to go in this first half, The Redskins did part of the job. They took a lot of time off the clock. They didn't get anything out of it, and now Broken Arrow will come out here and have a chance to try to make it even, Tom.
What are they waiting for?
They're coming out now.
Okay.
They haven't set the play clock yet, so they're fine.
Okay.
They're going to put the ball at the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Broken Arrow. They have not been on the field offensively a lot in this second period. Sanchez Banks, the running back. Jake Raines, the quarterback. Raines under center. 2 receivers to his left. Broken Arrow going right to left. They'll hand off to Banks, and he's got some room. Banks breaks for it across the 25. He's already had one long run for a touchdown. They need to watch him. He got up to the 27-yard line before Gabe Ford brought him down. Had a little help in there from Mason Gibbons. It'll be 2nd down and just over 3. And although Union does want to watch long passes, Tom, you also can't let this guy go beat you for 60.
No, and Broken Arrow doesn't appear to be in any hurry, so I don't know if they're trying to make him believe they're just going to run it and they're going to go with a play action or what.
43 seconds to go. Broken Arrow trailing 14-7 in this half. Once again under center is Raines, and David Alexander is mad. He calls a timeout through his headset and is yelling at somebody on the sideline on his team, and I'm not quite sure who that is, but that is the height of what we like to call enthusiastic coaching.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say, and I've got news for those guys over there. Having worked with David Alexander, they would be smart to just yes, 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 yes.
Well, the great thing about David, he is one of the most even-tempered humans you'll ever meet in your life. When I first had him on my sports talk show, when he was an All-American at TU, had him on for an hour, I bet he said 9 words.
Yes.
By the time he was the head coach of the Talons when we worked together, he'd opened up a little bit, but he's still just a very even-natured guy. However, when he's upset,
don't mess with him.
He was upset right there. With a tremendous career in the NFL, almost 11 years. Heck of a player. 37 seconds to go in this first half. Redskins 14, Broken Arrow 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for Broken Arrow at their own 24. Under center is Raines. He's going to turn and hand to Banks. He's got room outside. Banks at the 30 and gets the first down at the 32-yard line, but Union did a nice job of dragging him down right there. That was Caleb Kalo on the tackle. He's made a bunch this half, and now with 31 seconds to go, they'll move the chains, and Broken Arrow will snap it again, now at their own 32-yard line. This should be the last play of this half, and Tom, you're right. They don't seem to be in a hurry. It looks like they're just going to hand it off to Banks and see if he can score. 2 receivers come left side, tight end right side. Once again, Raines under center. He's going to turn, and he's going to hand to Sanchez again, and he gets across the 35, 36, 37, 38. Got all the way to the 40-yard line. Nice play in there by Sanchez Banks. A whole bunch of Redskins on the bottom of that play. One of the first to jump in there and help make that tackle was Matthias Robertson, and that's going to end the first half. So what began with nothing but offensive fireworks settled into a defensive battle. Union leads 14-7 over Broken Arrow at the half of the 6A1 quarterfinal playoff game. Back with our halftime next on KRMG.
If you've listened to my
welcome to the 2019-2020 Union Varsity High Steppers. Officers for the High Steppers are co-captains Nathan Shelton and Hannah Kennedy, and captain Alyssa Molina. They are under the direction of Assistant Director Sterling Schuyler and Director Megan Maddox. Once again,
for Union Varsity High Steppers.
Now taking the field are the Broken Arrow Varsity Tigers. The Tigers are under the direction of Ed Moore and their captains, Ashton Mullen, co-captains Ashton Burgess and Victoria Romilly. Tomorrow, the varsity JV and 8th grade Tiger teams will be competing in the Van Union Regional Championships at Tiger Fieldhouse. Tigers invite you to come and support them beginning at noon tomorrow. Join us in wishing them good luck. And now, a little holiday spirit, the Varsity Tigers.
Decided, oh, this is not going to be a great season, when a lot of the people, and I think some of the fans in that, thought, oh, this is really going to be a down season. And they've just come back.
Well, we asked that very question to Kirk Frederick. You know you're a better football team now. Are you better enough?
Chris, you hope it's enough. I mean, when you get into this situation, you get a chance to, you're playing against the defending state champs. We are a better, football team. We've moved some things around to try to strengthen our line, and Roel Vaughn's done a good job sparking our offense, and then defensively we've made some changes as well. And but these are young kids, and you never know what's going to happen on a playoff night, but I know we're excited to be playing.
All right, so, he said it right there. He knows they're better. Are you 14 better? And right now they are. So we are at halftime. Union leading 14-7 over the Broken Arrow Tigers. We'll be back after this with Doc Blevins and his special halftime guest. Let me just tell you this. He'd clean out a buffet. That's coming up next on KRMG.
Maybe possibly moving some ground, get some groundwork done, get some dirt moving. We really believe we have ready for the fall of 2000. It'll be a great way to start June 1. as an athletic director, like a lot of people in the school district, I wear a lot of different hats. It's a great job. I've enjoyed it immensely. Actually, I came here back in 1990 from Wisconsin, where I was a college coach for several years, and decided to try to spend a little bit more time with my family. And that hasn't changed a whole lot, but it's still been a great experience for us. The first Wednesday in February every year is the National Signing Day for football, and it kind of is a date that everybody recognizes as a National Signing Day. So we've taken an opportunity to invite athletes from all our different sports and just get them all together so we get a chance to have a little camaraderie, get a chance to show the public, just how many athletes we do have going out to school and are doing some kind of scholarship, some kind of sport in other schools.
Prior to Mr. Ellett's arrival in 1990, the Tigers won 11 state championships from 1904 to 1989. Beginning with the baseball state championship in 1991, Broken Arrow won an astonishing 51 state championships during Mr. Ellett's career as Broken Arrow Public Schools Director of Athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, help us congratulate Ken Ellett on 30 incredible years serving Broken Arrow students, staff, and community. He is joined at midfield by his wife, Cindy, a pre-K teacher at Rhodes Elementary, his son, Casey, and his wife, Alyssa, and their son, Asher, and daughter, Parker, and son, Cody, and his wife, Alex. Presenting Mr. Ellett with his own official Tiger letter jacket in Broken Arrow Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Janet Dunlop. Fans, let's hear it for one of the finest individuals to ever work for Broken Arrow Public Schools and a true champion and Tiger, Mr. Ken Ellett.
Ball here on KRMG. It is halftime. Union leads Broken Arrow 14-7, and my halftime guest is Ricky Stromberg. Most of you remember Ricky because he was about, what, a 4-year starter, Rick? Or
3-year.
3-year
Yes,
starter for Union. I've known him since he was a little elementary kid.
Yes.
And he had two older brothers that I got to work with. But Ricky now plays for the University of Arkansas. And at one time, Ricky, it said on CBS Sports, they said you were one of 4 freshmen in the entire Southeastern Conference that were starting at a true freshman, starting on the offensive line. I think Arkansas is playing a few more freshmen now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
they're playing Trey Knox, who's a freshman wide receiver, and Traylon Burks, freshman wide receiver too.
Well, were you surprised? We're going to talk some other things about Arkansas that have been in the news lately, but were you surprised at the immediate success you had there?
Yes, I was very surprised. I was expecting to go in, and I was expecting to redshirt. Expecting to, use class and weight room was my best friend to get stronger and bigger. I was not expecting any of this. It was a huge surprise to me.
Well, we're all proud of you, and even when I don't watch the games live, I DVR them so I can watch your blocks. But you did, first of all, you were committed to the University of Tulsa. Later in the process, as more schools started talking to you, you decided to go to Arkansas. How tough a decision was that
for me, it wasn't a tough decision because my dream was always to play Power 5 football. Preferably Big 12, Big 10, or SEC, and so happened Arkansas offered me, so it worked out pretty good.
Now, you were talking to OU during that period, too.
Yeah, I was talking to OU. They didn't have a lot of scholarships left because it was really late by the signing period, so I was going to gray shirt. But I decided, I kind of waited out, and Arkansas happened. It was a blessing.
Well, a lot of things have happened there, and this past week the coach was dismissed, and I know that's hard on players, that's hard on assistant coaches, that's hard on everybody. But at the same time, my observations and my messages back and forth with you seem to be handling it okay.
Yeah, I understand that's the business side of college football. Things are going to happen like that, so I just had to deal with it the way I dealt with it.
Ricky, going into your senior year in high school, you actually kind of remade your body. You lost some weight, played at a little lighter weight that year than you had before. You were quicker. Now, you've gone over there, and I think you told me they've actually put quite a bit of weight back on you, but you haven't lost any quickness.
No, I went in there at 255, and I'm up to 285 right now, so a lot of good weight on. A little bit of bad weight, but you gotta have some fat playing O-line. So.
Well, you you look better than you did when you were heavier than you needed to be.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So, what's it been like this week? I mean, were you all kind of knowing something was going to happen before that final game?
Well, when we lost to Western Kentucky, I was kind of expecting it. I thought it was going to happen right there, and it did. So I just took it, and it sucks, but I had to go with it. And I just kind of went into the week just preparing myself, and just like I always do for games, and just trusting Coach Lunny. So
well, and we bring up Coach Lunny. I had the privilege. He might not remember me, but he played baseball as well as football, and he was playing baseball at the same time that one of Union's all-time great baseball players, Ryan Whitaker, who was the Oklahoma High School Baseball Player of the Year his junior and senior years, winning back-to-back state champions in '89 and '90. He was playing there, and he and Barry were teammates, and so I got to know him through Ryan, and really respected him. Saw him like he would come to the TU camps with the high school teams he was coaching, and everybody thinks very, very highly of him. He's a local boy. He played there. Is there any chance you think he would be looked at?
I think so, because he's been there for 7 to 8 years now. He bleeds Razorback blood. He loves the Hogs. So I mean, I could see that. If we beat LSU or Missouri, and get our first SEC win in the first 2 years, I can see them considering that.
Well, I really think if you beat LSU, people would be paying attention, since they're number one in the country right now.
That'd be awesome.
You knew about SEC competition before you went over there, and the SEC West is just loaded. But were you surprised about how good it was?
No, I expected it just like it was supposed to be. Going against guys from Auburn, Derek Brown, he'll be a top 10 draft pick. Raekwon Davis from Alabama. I mean, those guys, I expect exactly what they're going to be. It's big, strong, fast guys.
Yeah, and you've been holding your own against them, though.
Yeah.
Now, were you a little bit surprised by the attitude of some of the fans? I saw some text messages back and forth that you got. Some people weren't very kind. You were playing great, but you got some people that probably need a life, but you just learn to ignore that stuff.
Yeah, I don't get on social media. I mean, I get on social media, I see it, I just ignore it, though. I mean, I ignore all that stuff.
Well, what do you think about the future of your program? We're going to get back to talking about you in a minute, but what do you think about the future of the program there? Get the right coach in and everything. The recruiting had gone well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. I think we're headed in the right direction, especially with Lunny being the head coach right now. I just think it's headed in the right direction. I'm excited to see where it goes, really.
Well, I want to remind people you're listening to Union High School football on KRMG 102.3 and 740 AM. And the score is 14-7 in favor of Union, leading the defending state champion Broken Arrow Tigers here at halftime. And our guest is Ricky Stromberg, who was a 3-year starter on the offensive line at Union. And, Ricky, last year you got to play some defense.
Yeah, I missed those
some
days.
other things, too. You do miss that.
Yeah, defense was so fun. I loved it.
Would they ever consider moving you to that side at Arkansas?
No,
Probably not.
I don't think so. It'd be cool, though, but no.
Okay. Ricky, growing up, you played baseball, you played basketball and football, and then you narrowed it down to football when you started getting pretty big. And we knew from when you were little you were going to be really big. You were a big little person.
Yeah.
But are you glad with the decisions that you made along the way?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Going to Union, it's a great high school. Made a lot of friends. Graduated, went to Arkansas, only 2 hours away from home. I love the area. Fayetteville's really nice. It's a blessing. It all fit in perfectly.
Now, I have a standing promise to you right now, and I don't know if you've checked it out on your own. Have you been to AQ Chicken yet?
I have not. I've not tried it yet.
Well, that will happen when football's over, and I'll just come over and we'll go. And I've introduced many, many people to AQ Chicken.
I'm excited
over
to try
the
it.
years.
I'm excited to try it.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And but I am prejudiced about it, but it is really good. Your time at Union, you go in and you have early success as a true freshman. How did the coaching you got at Union, the strength and conditioning, all that help get you ready for?
Yeah, it was great. They ran practices just like how we run practices at Arkansas. So when I came there and we were doing fall camp practices, they were running it just like how we were at Union. So Coach Kyle does a great job with the guys, all that stuff. So yeah.
Who is your offensive line coach?
Coach Fry.
Say that last name.
Coach Fry.
And where did he come from? You may not know. I don't.
Clemson came from.
Well, that's not a bad place to
yeah,
coach.
he came. He was at Clemson, SMU, and then came to Arkansas.
Okay. Well, you know, Chad Morris coached at Clemson and then went to SMU. I could see where that tie-in would be. Who's the best team you've seen this year so far in terms of who you played so far?
Definitely Auburn. Yeah, Derek Brown. That dude's a stud. He's gonna make a lot of money in the NFL.
Well, and you know, Auburn can still mess up some people's seasons before they're
They got
through.
Georgia, then they got the Iron Bowl with Alabama. So
yeah, and that's like
that doesn't matter who's better. I mean, that's just a rivalry
Iron
game
Bowl's
right
like OU Texas.
Exactly.
You know, you're not sure.
It's bad. It's bad blood.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
What are your goals right now? I mean, I know, do you feel like there's aspects of your game that you can improve?
Yeah, my technique can get better. Really, my goals this season to finish out healthy. I want to finish out healthy. I want to beat LSU. I've always had a dream to play in LSU at a night game. I've always seen it on TV. That's always been a thing to me. I've always wanted to do. So those things right there, and then focusing on off season, I want to get bigger and stronger, and I want to get more like. I want to lose a little bit of body fat, put a little more muscle on, and those type of things.
Well, you're looking good. Now I'm seeing
I got
with
a
the hoodie on and coats and stuff like that, but you're looking good. Now, let me just ask you this: of the people you've heard mentioned for Coach, and really Coach Lenny's not being mentioned too much, but of the people you've heard mentioned for that, is there somebody that kind of excites you if they could get him?
Yeah, I heard of Mike Leach. Me and my dad really like Mike Leach. I heard he's a funny guy, and I've seen some press conferences.
Yes, he is different.
Yeah, he cracks me up. He'd be a really cool guy to play for. I've heard of Bob Stoops too, I believe, and the Memphis head coach. I don't know his name.
Jay, I think it is Norval.
Yeah. I've heard of him. I went on a visit to Memphis, so I know he's about.
Some of the websites are talking about maybe the coach at Minnesota.
Minnesota. I've heard the Georgia offensive line coach Pittman. He might come to be. The Arkansas fans love him. I've heard a lot of talk about that.
And the ace in the hole there, if he would do it, is that everybody over there wants not Barry Lunny, but Gus Malzahn to come home.
Yeah. He's been.
That was his dream job.
Yeah,
but he's got
exactly.
a pretty good job right now.
Yeah, he's got a good job right now. Yeah, that was a dream job. I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Well, you never know. You never know because it just goes different ways. So. Well, Ricky Stromberg, it has been great having you here at halftime.
Thank you for having me,
You know, when we say once a Redskin, always a Redskin, you take that very seriously. This is at least twice that I've got to visit with you at a game since you went over to Arkansas.
Yeah,
so
a couple bye weeks be able to come back.
You come back to every opportunity that you can.
Yeah.
Good luck the rest of the year at Arkansas.
Thank you.
Good luck against LSU.
Thank you.
That's always a good game, so I hope it is this year.
Yeah,
Thanks for being with us. And again, it's 14-7 in favor of Union at halftime at Broken Arrow Stadium. And you're listening to KRMG. We'll be back after this.
Sound of hope and help and strength. It's the sound of compassion, of open doors, where people and machines are in tune and miracles occur. It's the sound of personalized healthcare and active communities. It sounds like life, and it's what you hear when you really listen. future. So you need a strong financial partner like TTCU Federal Credit Union. They're always ready to help. And every TTCU checking account comes with a School Pride debit card. Every time you use your card, TTCU donates to schools. What better way to make a difference? Checking account, why not call it your living account? TTCU, life is better in balance.
Of course, Coach Tom Stockton and Doc Blevins here as Union leads 14-7, and the Redskins will receive in their black pants with the red and white stripes, the white jerseys with the black numbers and the silver helmets. They'll be going from left to right. A.J. Green will be back along with Kyler Pearson. Set to kick off for Broken Arrow. Once again is their kicker. And that is, hang on a second. They've changed kickers a couple of times here today. It looks like they're going to kick off this time with Tyler Crawford. Crawford is set. Here he approaches the football from right to left. He'll kick it deep, and this one will go deep, and it should go into the end zone. It will, and it will be 1st and 10 Union at their own 20-yard line. In that first half, the Redskins totaling 293 yards of offense, only 11 of that in the air. 182 yards on the ground. They had a couple of penalties that hurt them. They were 0 of 3 on third down conversions, but didn't need an awful lot of them. Rovon Banks was a terrific rusher, 7 carries, 60 yards and a touchdown. A.J. Green, 10 carries for 122 in the score. Banks was 1 of 2 through the air for 11 yards. Meanwhile, Broken Arrow only 47 passing yards, 144 rushing for 191 total yards. And they had a very good, their Banks too. That is a really good running back there, and he has just been tremendous late in the season. 18 carries, for 117 yards. 1st and 10 Redskins at their own 20, going left to right, leading 14-7. Here we go, third period. Rovon Banks in the shotgun fumbles the football and just falls on it back at the 14. That's not a good start for the Redskins. So that's a loss of 6, and Tom, the ball hit him square in the hands. I have to think he just took his eyes off.
Yeah, I believe you're right. It appeared he was already going to make the fake before he quite got the ball.
And he had A.J. Green coming to his left, so the Redskins put themselves behind the 8 ball all the way back at the 14-yard line now, their own 14. They'll have 2nd down and 16. McDaniel goes wide left. Coming to the right, Lipsy and Pearson. Once again, Green set directly behind Rovon Banks in the shotgun. Now Green moves to his right. Rovon runs, hands back offside to A.J., and he's going to make not much. As a matter of fact, he's going to lose more. A.J. was stacked up at the 10-yard line. Same little kind of a cross buck, if you will, or a delayed backside handoff. And he got hit at the 10 and then got pushed all the way back to the 9, so the Redskins go backwards yet again. Fired up Broken Arrow, Mariah Horn on that play, and it's going to be 3rd down now and 21. Union at their own 9-yard line needs the 30, and Tom, that's not what you wanted from this first drive.
Not at all, and it's not good because they had some momentum going in, and now they're going to turn around and give it back to Broken Arrow.
And, of course, they could flip the field if it's not a great punt, but that's if they don't make this 3rd down. 3rd and 21 for Union at their own 9. Banks with 4 receivers, 3 right side. Rovon throws quickly to the right side, and it's dropped by Belt. And he wasn't going to go very far. Mackay had it around the 16-yard line and clearly just took his eyes off of it and dropped it. That would have been a gain of about 6 or 7. He might have gotten a couple more, but it would have brought up 4th down at about 13. Instead, it will be a very deep punt for Stephon Banks. Back for Broken Arrow is the very dangerous Isaiah Keller. He could tie this game in one swoop. It's 14-7 Union. And Keller standing inside the 50 at Union's 45. Banks is in the end zone. The Redskins have to protect here as well. 4th down, 21. There's the snap. It's a good one. Banks takes his time and gets the ball away. It's kind of a short kick. It is caught on the fair catch at the 42-yard line. That's a good job by Keller. He just saved them some room right there as well. So what was a promising beginning to the half could turn ugly for Union. They lead 14-7 with just 10:22 to go in this third period, but they go backwards 11 yards on their first possession and give Broken Arrow the football at the Union 42, pardon me. Here comes Sanchez Banks, who had more than 100 yards in this first half. Jake Raines, their quarterback. 1st and 10 now for Broken Arrow. Union's 42-yard line, going left to right. They're on the very bottom of that big broken B right in the middle of this field. Quick throw left side by Raines. That ball is complete and then taken down behind the line of scrimmage as the receiver. He got it out very quickly, and it was caught right away. And the catch in there was by the same guy who dropped the ball earlier. That was Kean Barnett. But he was hit immediately by Caleb Kalo, and he's going to lose a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11.
And you've got to believe that probably for the Tigers, it's 4-down territory already.
Oh, I would think most of the game is if you're on this side of the football. So 2nd and 11, Broken Arrow. The ball now at their own 43-yard line. 3 receivers go right side, tight end left, and to get in the shotgun, it's Raines. Banks to his left. Raines is going to take it and run to his left. Now he cuts up field. He gets away from a guy at the 35, at the 30, 25, 20. He's out of bounds at the 15. Pardon me, that wasn't Banks. That was Keller. They went instead in the Wildcat, and Keller takes it all the way down to the 13-yard line of Union. The Redskins had some people out there, but good blocks in front of him, and he's going to take it down for a 1st down. 9:32 to go in this third period. Broken Arrow trying to tie it, 14-7 Union, but here come the Tigers.
It appears they've made some changes at halftime with what they're wanting to do.
1st and 10 now at the Redskins 13. Raines back at quarterback, 3 receivers to his right. Sanchez to his left. He hands off to Sanchez Banks, and he blitz forward across the 10. He's going to go down to about the 8-yard line. Jacob Rogers, who else, off the bottom of the pile. That's going to be a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5, and they are certainly likely in 4-down territory here. And what began as an offensive show and then turned defensive has turned offensive again for Broken Arrow. Now at the Union 8, 2nd down and 5. 9 minutes to go, third period, 14-7 Redskins. 2 receivers go far right. One of those is the very dangerous Keller. Dillard's out there with him. Tight end right side as well. In the shotgun is Raines. He's going to hand off to Banks. He's got room at the 5. Banks still pushing forward down to the 2-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down. Junior Smith on the tackle finally, and Broken Arrow has someone down. Looks like maybe one of the big offensive linemen trying to slowly get up. It is. That is Trevor Berksharmer. And he is laying down now up, and he's very slow moving. Here comes the training staff, and because he was down, he's going to have to leave. And the officials will stop the game briefly. He's going to be down on his back right now, and we'll take a break as well. 8:48 to go, third period, 14-7 Redskins, but it'll be 1st and goal, Broken Arrow when we return on KRMG. In this period, Union leading 14-7. Rick Corey along with Tom Stockton and Doc Blevins here. Broken Arrow has a player down. It's their center. That is Trevor Birkenhartzmer, and they're going to have to replace the center. So right now, Jacob Raines is over taking snaps with the backup center, and now they're just talking about it, but he's still laying on the field. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line for Broken Arrow when we get it back underway. Some scores from around the state. Jinx is up in Mustang and leading Mustang 21-0. The Trojans have played very well late in the year, and they continue that. Meanwhile, Moore, and this might be a surprise to some people on that side of the state, Moore leading Santa Fe 20-14, and it's Santa Fe who'd come on very strong at the end. Of course, this game 14-7 Union, and Owasso trailed early 14-6 to Norman, but not anymore. They're nearing the end of the first half, and it is 28-14 now Rams. The winner of this game would get the winner of Owasso and Norman. I think most of the world expects that Owasso will win that football game. Here we go. First and goal for Broken Arrow at the Union 2-yard line. Tigers trying to tie it. It's 14-7 Union. Handoff right side to Banks. Pushes forward into the end zone. Touchdown. They made that look easy. That offensive line just blowing big holes in there. And with 8:38 to go in this game, we now have a one-pointer. Here comes the kicker. He will try to tie this game up. That is Tyler Crawford. The Redskins had a great opportunity leading 14-7. Got the ball to start the first half, went 11 yards backwards. Short punt. Broken Arrow got a couple of terrific offensive plays, and they're in the end zone. Crawford will wait to kick this thing. Snapper is Logan Diller. The holder, Bryce Mariota. Snap is down and up. There's the kick, and it's good. So 8:38 to play in this third period. Got us a ball game. 14-14, Union and Broken Arrow, 6A1 playoff quarterfinals. Back with the Redskins football next on KRMG.
All right. All those students in the jungle, it's time to get those joints a-jumping to the Tulsa Bone and Joint Jungle Jam.
We're in the third period now, 8:38 to go in this third quarter. 14-14 Broken Arrow and Union after the Tigers put together a 5-play 42-yard drive. Took them a minute 44, the 2-yard run by Banks, and that makes the score 14 apiece. Rick Corey along with Tom Stockton and Doc Blevins. Kicking off now, Tyler Crawford. A.J. Green is back deep as well as Kyler Pearson. Crawford's put everything in the end zone thus far. Left footer approaches, and this one will easily be in the end zone as well, and Union will start at their own 20-yard line. Tom, Union comes out with a great opportunity leading 14-7, went 11 yards backwards. What happened?
Well, missed blocks is what it appeared to be. And, you know, they started the game off that way, not necessarily on the offensive end, but the defensive end gave up quick touchdowns, so you just hope that they'll come back and do the same thing that they did in the first half.
Well, the Redskins offense will run back out. Rovan Banks has gone the entire way at quarterback. A.J. Green's got almost the entire way at running back. As a matter of fact, only 1 or 2 plays for Avante Wilkins tonight. 2 receivers come right side. One of those Lipsy, the other Pearson. Left side, McDaniel. First and 10 Union at their own 20. Green the single setback. Banks hands to Green, left side. A.J.'s going to have to hurry to get outside. He does to the 22, maybe the 23. But that play was going for 6 or 7 early in the game, and Broken Arrow has shut it down a lot more now. Miles Slusher on the tackle. We'll give him 2, call it 2nd and 8.
One of the things that Coach Fred talked about is they will run a little bit different defense if they think it's going to be a Union run.
So they actually gave him 3. We'll call it 2nd and 7 now from the Union 23-yard line of a 14-all game with 8 minutes to go, second or third period. Handoff right side. No, fake handoff, and running to his right is Banks, and he's trying to throw that ball to Trent DeSmet. DeSmet was open past the 30, and Roban just sailed it over his head. Fortunately, no Tigers there. It falls incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 7. And Tom, you can't afford another 3 and out right now with Broken Arrow having all that momentum.
Exactly, and with the fact that they'll probably get good field position again.
Well, the Redskins' outside run game worked very well in the first half. Obviously, Broken Arrow did something to adjust at the half. 3rd down and 7 for Union, a 14-all game with 7:56 to go, third period. At their own 23, Banks has 3 receivers right side. Now Pearson comes in motion right to left. He's set to the left. Banks with the snap, straight back to throw. Looking, fires. That ball is caught for Pearson and a first down just across the 30-yard line. And Pearson did exactly what a receiver has to do in that situation. He drove the defensive back about 14 yards deep and then planted that foot and came directly back. Slusher makes the tackle, but it's a first down. Union just past the 30.
Also a good throw and a great timing on that route.
Well, it's just a big, big play.
Yeah.
And it shows you the experience of Kyler Pearson, the way he drives that defensive back deep. First and 10 Redskins now at the 30, their own 30-yard line. Three receivers come right side. Green now shifts to the left of Banks in the backfield. Rovon takes it, and he's going to take off on his own. He's across the 30, 32. He may have gotten the 34. Not much more than that. I guess they might give him the 35. Several Tigers, including Hadaway, off the bottom of that one. They're going to give him right at the 35. So that's really a good first down gain of 5, Tom. And the Redskins now have 2nd and 5.
Well, I think that the Redskins' best moves are to go outside with either A.J. or Banks.
Well, Broken Arrow seemed to have figured it out for a while there, but that play, you got an extra blocker. It's almost like a wildcat. 2nd and 5, Union at their own 35-yard line, a 14 all game. Pearson in motion from left to right. And the shotgun is Banks. He's going to hand off, and it's going to be a reverse. Pearson coming left side, got a little room, 35, 40. Kyler across the 40, and he has the first down. They'll mark him out around the 43-yard line. That's where he was run out by Maurian Horn. But that's a nice misdirection. And again, Tom, what we saw Union do successfully earlier, make Broken Arrow go laterally, and now it's working again for a first down.
And that was an excellent play call by Coach Ropke, because they just ran a sweep with the quarterback, and now they come back with a reverse.
First and 10 Union at their own 43-yard line. 6:50 to go, third period, 14 all here in the 6A1 playoffs. Once again, motion by Pearson. Banks in the shotgun. A.J. Green, he's going to fake the handoff. Rovon looking, and he's going to throw back. A.J. wide open and makes the catch. Makes the guy miss. 40, 35, 30, he's gone. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. They ran A.J. Green on the wheel route. There was one attempt at a tackle around the 35-yard line. That was Horn. When he could not bring down A.J. Green, nobody else was going to get close. 57 yards, and Union has the lead again, now 20-14.
That was another excellent play call.
And through history, when you were in junior high, the wheel route is hard to cover.
Yes, it is.
And you know it. You know it's in the playbook. It's just not easy to cover. Stephon Forbes will come on for the extra point. Good response by the Redskins. There's a snap a little high. Pearson got it down, though. The kick is up, and it's good. 6:40 to play, third period. Union regains the lead. Now Redskins 21, Broken Arrow 14. This is KRMG.
You won't want to miss the powerhouse duo coming to the Broken Arrow Performing Arts Center on December the 20th. Emmy and Tony winner Kristen Chenoweth comes back to her hometown for a magical evening of Yuletide carols and classics. Joining her is Grammy and Neville Award winner Sandy Patty, whose connection to the holiday season spans several decades, more than half a dozen Christmas albums. Get your tickets for an evening with two dynamic divas by going to BrokenArrowPAC.com.
Period. Broken Arrow and Union 6A1 quarterfinal playoff action. Redskins now up 21 to 14. We'll tell you how they got there in a moment. Stephon Forbes approaches to kick the ball off, and this one's going to be squib bouncing at around the 20. It's going to be picked up around the 14-yard line. Bringing it back is Keller, and he's dangerous. Got some room. 20, 25. Fumbles it, but he goes out of bounds. Keller was hit as he was nearing the sidelines, and the guy who made that play was Shane Fields. And fortunately for Broken Arrow and unfortunately for Union, the ball bounces straight out of bounds. So what looked like it could be, at first, a difficult play for Broken Arrow turns into what looks like it'll be a terrific play and ends up to be pretty neutral. They'll put the ball at the 29-yard line of Broken Arrow, and that's where they will start. The Union Redskins drive, 6 plays, 80 yards, 1 minute and 58 seconds, overcoming a huge 3rd down and 11, Tom, was the key to that entire thing. So 1st and 10, Broken Arrow. 3 receivers go right side for Raines. To his left, once again, is Banks. Hand off to Banks, got a little bit of room. He's going to make a push forward around the 32, 33-yard line. Banks should have been stopped around the 31, but he just kept going. Forsberg in there, Jake Rogers as well. On the bottom of the pile in there for Union, Robertson, or Matthews, pardon me. So it will end up being a gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Matthias Robertson getting a lot of time and playing very well. Broken Arrow now at their own 34-yard line. Raines turns, hands off once again, and once again, not a lot of room in there. Pushing forward is Banks. He might have gotten the 35, not much more than that. Forward on the bottom of that pile, and again, the young man we were talking about right there, Matthias Robertson, makes a play as well, and it's 3rd down and 6 now for Broken Arrow. They're just past their 35. They really need the 41. So it's almost 6. 5:30 to go, 3rd period, 21-14 Union. Redskins defensive line asking the crowd to get into it. Smallest crowd here, actually, which is surprising. 2 receivers go right, 1 left for Raines. In the shotgun again on 3rd and just over 5 at their own 35. Raines straight back to throw. Looks, fires, and that ball is overthrown and then dropped. He had a chance to get that ball out to Banks, and Banks tipped it up and tried to get it to himself. Had a second chance to make the catch, but Tom, even if he makes it, he's not going to get the 1st down. And it'll be 4th down, and now Union forces Broken Arrow into a 3-and-out.
And that was a huge stop, because unless this punt goes crazy, Union's going to get good field position again.
Tyler Crawford in to kick the ball away. He'll kick it from around his 22-yard line. That's if it's not a fake of some kind. Kyler Pearson back around the 34 of Union. Broken Arrow now sends a man in motion. Union's going to have to cover him. Kalo goes with him. Now they're set, and it will be a punt. The left footer puts a foot to it, and it is a magnificent kick. It drives him all the way back. Pearson picks it up at the 4, and here comes Kyler. But there's nothing he can do. He is hog-tied at the 9. Well, Tom, you said it. It was a spectacular kick. Down there on the coverage was Bryce Mattiota. And that's going to be Union 1st down at their own 8. At least it's Union's ball, but Tom, he kicked the fire out of that.
That one was huge.
4:51 to go, 3rd period, 21-14, Redskins lead, and they now have it. Now they're deep in their own territory, but Tom, the way they've run it, if you have another one of those 4 and 5, 6 minute drives, you can really take a lot of steam out.
Right. They need to, at the very least, flip the field right here.
Last time they were down here, Union wasn't able to do that 2 series ago, and they had to kick it away and gave Broken Arrow the opportunity to come back and tie it up. This is the exact same scenario. This offense could really use a couple of 1st downs. Looks like the officials are discussing something. I'm not quite sure what they are talking about. It's a 59-yard punt, by the way.
Oh.
Tremendous kick.
Looks like they're calling a holding against.
Yeah, it looks like they're calling
Union.
holding against Union, so David Alexander, of course, you'd take that. Unless it's a spot foul, and if the holding was much further out, at which point you would leave it right where it is, because you don't want a point of foul 10-yard penalty when you're already back at the 8. Let's see. Okay, so the holding was fairly close to where Union is right now, so it will be a half the distance penalty, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Union at their own 4-yard line. Needless to say, got to take care of the football right here. 4:51 to go in this 3rd period. Union up 21-14, and they have it at their own 4-yard line. Banks will send Shea to his left, 2 receivers to his right. He'll have a short slot tight end left side. That's DeSmet. Now motion by Pearson. Hand off to A.J. Green. A.J. busts across the 5, up to the 7, up to the 8, and he may get to the 10. He did. A.J. Green lowered the head and just trucked one Broken Arrow defender. The guy who needs to pay A.J. for the ride looks like it is Marchicelli. And that's going to be a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4, and that's exactly how you want to start that drive.
And one of the things that Broken Arrow's doing now on defense is they're running, at least on this last play, they ran a stack play. So they've got 7 in the box.
Second down and 4 for Union at their own 10-yard line. 4:16 to go, third period. 21-14 Redskins. They have to be careful with it here. Banks in the shotgun. Green to his right. He's going to fake it, run it straight upfield. He's got room. Rovon breaks free. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. He'll be brought down inside the 30-yard line. Rovon Banks explodes up the middle. The fake to A.J. Green brought the entire defense to the side of the field, and then he took off. Finally tackled by Corey Williams, but not until he had run 65 yards. But a player is down. It's a first down now for the Redskins. Let's catch that number, and I think it is Rovon Banks. It looks like it's a cramp as of right now. They look like maybe they're trying to work a cramp out of his leg. And having run that far, maybe it is. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and see what's happening. This means that J.D. Geneva will have to come in and play at least one play. We'll see what happens next. Union up 21-14, and they'll have a first down inside the Broken Arrow 25 when we return on KRMG.
Rovon Banks, named the player.
Down handoff to A.J. Green, left side. He'll go across the 35-yard, probably the 25-yard line. Down inside that, he'll get to around the 22. Tackle in there by Broken Arrows, Kane Hideaway. Now that was a set of cramps for Rovon Banks, that's all. But, Tom, as you know, once you cramp, you're going to keep cramping. You can't, drinking now doesn't help unless you get IV'd. So they're going to have to work on Rovon for a bit. J.D. Geneva comes in the game, and it'll be second down and 7. Redskins up 21-14, 3 minutes to go in this third period. At the Broken Arrow 23. Geneva in the shotgun, hands right side to A.J. Green, gets outside and got pulled down, but it sure looked like there was a face mask there. A.J.'s head got jerked down toward the ground at about the 20. The guy in there making that tackle was Jalen Moss, but there is no flag. It'll be a gain of 1. We'll call it third down and 6 now for the Redskins. Sure looked like a face mask, didn't it, Tom?
Yeah, I thought it was. I'm like you. I sure thought it was.
So J.D. Geneva will come back out. Cramps for Rovon Bank after running 65 yards. DeSmet will go left side. Pearson goes with him there. Lipsy to the right side. At the Broken Arrow 22, Union needs about 6 for the first down. Reverse side handoff to A.J. Green, and he's not going to get it. A.J. got just inside the 20. The Union has run that play several times tonight. It was very successful, not now. Torrance Ingram on that play. And they're going to mark him right at the 20. It's going to be 4th and 3. Now, Stephon Banks tried a field goal from just beyond this in the first half, and it was just woefully off. And I think he just mishit it. So now what's the play? Does Union go for the field goal? Yes, they will. Here comes Stephon Banks. Going to have to hurry a bit. 20 on the play clock. The ball is going to be set at the 20, so it'll be snapped to the 27. It'll be a 37-yard attempt. Union may need a timeout here. Their kicking team is very slowly coming on, and part of the offense is coming back. Only 7 on the play clock, and Kyler Pearson got up and went and called a timeout, which was smart. So we'll take a timeout and be back in a moment with a 4th down and about 4 and see if Union changes their mind. Redskins 21, Tigers 14, 4th and 4 Union at the Broken Arrow 20 next on KRMG.
to the flagship station of Union High School football. 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's news and talk.
On 4th and 4, the Redskins go for the long field goal, and they get it. Stephon Banks knocks it through, and Stephon Forbes, pardon me. Everybody else here who's important is named Banks, not him, though. Stephon Forbes knocks it through, and that 37-yard field goal gives Union a 10-point lead now, 24-14. Redskins will kick to Broken Arrow next on KRMG.
Kickoff is into the end zone.
6A1 quarterfinal playoff action. It is week 11. Union leading 24-14 now over Broken Arrow. The reason? A 6-play, 76-yard drive. Took them 3 minutes and 20 seconds. A 37-yard field goal by Stephon Forbes did it. Rick Corey with Tom Stockton and Doc Blevins. And Tom, you can't overestimate taking the ball at your 4 after the penalty and getting something out of that drive. That's a big deal.
That's a real big deal, and running off the clock now, a stop here would be huge.
Raines brings him back out. Once again, his running back is Sanchez Banks. One man goes in motion from right to left. Banks set to the right. They're going to hand off to Banks right side, and he's taken down. Oh, Jacob Rogers came flying in the backfield, and he had help from Micah Walker. He might have gotten back to the 20, but just barely, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play, and it's 2nd and 10.
Kind of get the feeling both teams understand how important the next few minutes are. Union, I think, has the feeling if you can stop them and get anything out of another one, but you still have a long ways to go. 2nd and 10 for Broken Arrow at their own 20. This time Raines under center, has a fullback. He's going to turn, he's going to fake to Banks. Back to throw. He's going to fire it deep way down the middle. Got a man, and it's caught at the 45-yard line of Union. That was Isaiah Keller, and he had just run past Chauncey Andrews. That's a nice play call. It's a good throw. It's a good catch. And that's all the way from the 20 to the Union 44-yard line. That's a gain of 36 yards. It's 1st and 10 Tigers now in Union territory.
Just one play and flipping the field is just almost non-acceptable.
37 seconds to go in the 3rd period. Union up 24-14, but here comes Broken Arrow. Tigers will shift an offensive lineman to the left side. Now they're unbalanced left. 3 receivers that way. Raines is going to hand off on that side, and going straight up the middle is a new running back down to the 40-yard line. That was Micah Matthews. He gets about 4. Now, Matthews is a guy they didn't really know a lot about. He played some receiver, Tom, and they let him run it a couple of times late in the year, and he went crazy. So they kind of like him, and they believe he's going to be a pretty good running back, so they gave him a shot right there. He gets about 4. It'll be 2nd and 10, and 6. And that will end the 3rd period. So we've got a dandy here. 24-14, Union leads Broken Arrow, but believe me, it's not even close to over. Coming back with the 4th period of Week 11 next on KRMG.
and talk.
We begin the fourth period here at Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium. 24-14 Union over the Broken Arrow Tigers. Fake handoff, and once again throwing the ball deep is Broken Arrow. Caught at the 15, 10, 5, out of bounds or into the end zone, I can't tell. He's going to be out of bounds. Yep, he's going to be out of bounds just short of the end zone. Jake Raines made that throw, and he throws to who else? Isaiah Keller. That's good for another 30-plus yard gain. And nope, it is a touchdown. They did say he scored, so it will put it 6 on the board. And just like that, Broken Arrow storms back. Now 24-20 Union. Here comes Broken Arrow for the extra point. Tyler Crawford on to do it. Tom, we talked about Broken Arrow really wanting to run it first, but finding out in this drive, throwing the ball, got them where they wanted to be. Crawford on for a very important extra point. Teams are ready. Snap is a good one. There's the hold. The kick is up, and it's clearly through. So we're just underway, fourth period, and yes, like I said, a lot of football left. 24-21 Union. They'll get it next on KRMG. 10-point lead. Broken Arrow storms back down the field on a 4-play, 80-yard drive. It took them only a minute 43. The Keller 40-yard catch, and we are right back at a 24-21 game. Rick Corey along with Coach Tom Stockton and Doc Blevins. Approaching, Broken Arrow will kick this football off, and it's going to go just short of the end zone. It's going to be returned by Kyler Pearson. Kyler has got some room, 20-yard line left side, 25, and he'll go out of bounds right there. Nice play on the tackle in there by Bryce Mattiota, and it will be 1st and 10 for Union at their own 25-yard line. So, Tom, we said it before, incumbent upon Union's offense to go ahead and maintain this lead.
Yeah, and it's hopefully Banks is back in there, and right now they desperately need a drive to take some of the momentum out of Broken Arrow.
I see J.D. Geneva lining up out here like he's going to come out, but he is not. Looks like Rovon Banks is fine. Banks, after a 65-yard run, left the game with cramps, and he was gone for about 4 plays. But in actual time, that's probably 10 or 15 minutes ago, so he's had some recovery time. 11:38 to play in this game, 24-21 Union. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 25. Handoff left side. A.J. Green goes busting forward to about the 30-yard line. As long as Union can get 5 at a chunk, they'll be fine. Green's been a workhorse tonight after being not playing a lot of offense the last several weeks of the year. Jalen Moss made the tackle, but it'll be 2nd down, and we're going to call it 2nd and 6, actually.
It would be awesome if Union would drive a long drive, not only eat up the clock, but get some points.
So we'll call it 2nd and 6 at their own 30 for Union. Lipsy goes way wide right side. 2 receivers short left side. Banks in the shotgun. Going to hand off to Green once again, and the backside pressure got to him. He got to the 35-yard line, and A.J. very close to the 1st down, and if he breaks that backside tackle, and running all the way from the corner slot on the right side was Horn. If he breaks that tackle, he's going to score. 3rd and 1 for Union. And going straight ahead is Banks, but I think the whistle might have blown. It was. David Alexander ran all the way down the sidelines and called a quick timeout. So we'll come back with a 3rd and 1 next. 24-21 Union, big down coming up on KRMG.
Tiger fans, please turn your attention to the video board. This Wednesday marked the first day high school seniors could sign letters of intent to play college athletics, not including football. Congratulations to our Tiger athletes who signed their letters of intent on Wednesday.
At Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium, Rick Corey with Tom Stockton and Doc Blevins. 24-21, Union leading Broken Arrow, and they have a 3rd and 1 at their own 35-yard line. Robon Banks in the under center, and he's going to get pushed forward by A.J. Green on the sneak, and he's got the first down. He's going to be forward to about the 36 and maybe a little past that. Union is signaling first down, and he certainly has. I mean, he's all the way to the 37. Now let's see where they mark it. That's the question. Where will the officials mark the football? And they're going to mark it all the way up to the 32, so it's easily going to be the first down. Initially, Tom, as they stood there, you don't know where they're going to put the football.
I know. I was wondering where they were going to put the football, and
so were they.
We've seen Coach Alexander get mad. I thought we were about to see Coach Frederick get mad.
So 1st and 10, Union leading 24-21. They are now at their own 37.5-yard line. Banks in the shotgun. Once again, hands off. A.J. Green, right side. He's going to have to hurry to get anything. He got forward to about the 40, all because of his speed. He got flipped out there and landed on his head. Hope he's all right. He gets up a little slowly. Looks like he is okay. Tackle in there was Brandon Barwick. He gave the game of only about 2, but Tom, if he weren't that fast, he wouldn't have gotten anything. 10 minutes to play in this game. 24-21 Union, and the Redskins trying to add to that and also hold the football away from Broken Arrow, who scored in 4 plays in their last possession. Coming to the left will be McDaniel. Also with him, Pearson. To the right again, Lipsy. 2nd and 8, Union at their own 40. Banks in the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff and run straight upfield, and he got nothing. He got popped. That's the same play he went 65 on in the last quarter, but they were waiting that time. Broken Arrow had a whole bunch of folks there, including once again Barwig, and it's going to be a big 3rd down and about 8. Union just slightly past their 40, and they need the 48-yard line. 9:22 to go in this game, 24-21. It's everything playoffs are supposed to be. 2 receivers coming far left side, 2 far right side. Banks in the shotgun. Green shifts to his right. There's the snap. Robon straight back. Looking. He's going to have to hurry, and he's taken down from behind. He got back to the line of scrimmage, so it won't be a sack. But the pressure coming from the backside and making that tackle was Torrance Ingram, and the Redskins will have to kick it away. So, Tom, they used a little bit of time, but you certainly would have liked to have at least one more first down.
Oh, at least one more, and now Redskins have got to buck up and play some defense.
Well, and Stephon Forbes needs a really good punt here. They're going to mark it back just inside the 40, so he actually did lose, and now David Alexander is going to call another timeout. We'll take another break as well. 8:34 to go in the game. Union up 24-21. They'll punt it next on KRMG.
Here's my bet. Same experience.
Stephon Forbes goes all the way to the 25-yard line. That's where it's taken by Isaiah Keller, and he returns it back to the 38-yard line of Broken Arrow. So 24-21 Union with 8:19 to go in this game, and the Tigers will take it. Their last drive, 4 plays for a touchdown. Let's see if they throw it again. Union will come out with their quarterback, Jake Raines. He's a 63% passer, came in with 1,206 yards, 15 touchdowns, and only 1 pick. Now they'll shift. 3 receivers back to the right side. Raines under center. He's going to turn and hand to Sanchez. Banks got a big hole. 40, 45, almost 45. No, didn't quite get there. Got to the 44. Huge hole on the right side, and thank goodness for Gabe Ford. He closed fairly quickly. We're going to give him 7. And it's going to be 2nd down and just over 3 to go, and that's not what you're looking for. Now Sanchez is going to hurry off the field, and this is where a couple of times Broken Arrow's gone with that Wildcat, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him do it again. They will not, though. They bring in their backup running back. That's Matthews, who's been very good as well. Raines in the shotgun. He's going to fake to Matthews, roll to his right. Now he's going to throw the wheel backside. Has Matthews out there, makes the catch at the 30. He's going to score. 15, 10, 5 touchdown. The exact same play the Redskins scored with on A.J. Green, and Tom, once again, nobody covers the wheel route. He was wide, smoking open. Broken Arrow leads again, now 27-24 Tigers. So explain who's supposed to cover the wheel guy.
Well, it depends if they're in man or in zone. If they're in zone, whoever has that third of the field.
And if they're in a man, generally that's going to be a mismatch because that's going to be an inside safety or possibly even a linebacker. And there was nobody there, so if that's man coverage, it was completely blown. Tyler Crawford for the extra point, a very important one. The kick is up, and it's good. That makes it more than a field goal game. 7:29 to go in this 4th quarter. Broken Arrow takes the lead back. Now Tigers 28, Redskins 24. This is KRMG. Fast drive, 2 plays, 62 yards. The touchdown from Matthews, 56 yards. Goes to his tailback, to Matthews from Raines. Broken Arrow's extra point good, now 28-24 Tigers. Welcome back to Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium. Tyler Crawford will kick off for the Tigers from left to right. He's going to put the big foot to it, and this one will go into the end zone easily. And the Redskins will take it 1st and 10. So, Tom, a 10-point lead turns into a 4-point deficit in a hurry. What did Broken Arrow change?
Well, they've gone more to some play-action pass. That one, they faked the handoff and he just ran the wheel route right up the sidelines.
You know, you said earlier that Coach had told you that Raines as a quarterback, he's a very good player, but he's been a manager of games.
Yes.
Well, tonight he's been spot on. Every throw he has made has been on the nose.
Yes, he has. He has hit him, but that one was so wide open. I'm thinking possibly I could have hit him. Maybe.
1st and 10 Redskins at their own 20. Now they trail, and they need to get back in this football game. 3 receivers, 2 to the left side. Banks in the shotgun. Green behind him. Fake to Green. Banks back, trying to get it all back at once. Got Pearson, and he overthrew him. Oh, Kyler Pearson was wide open at the 50, and Rovon Banks just airmailed it. It wasn't even close. About 4 yards past where Kyler was, and that was going to give the Redskins the lead back. Instead, it's 2nd and 10. Well, and you know Rovon wants that one back.
Oh.
And he's normally a very good deep ball thrower. So now 2nd and 10 Redskins, 7:22 to play in this game. Union down 4. 3 receivers, 2 left side. Banks is going to fake the handoff, and he's going to go upfield, but there is a flag and a motion against Union. Oh, boy, you don't need that.
No.
2nd and 10 becomes 2nd and 15, and the ball goes back to the 15 of Union. You really need a first down here, at least to take some time and give Stephon Forbes room to kick it deep if you have to punt it. I mean, ideally, you obviously like points, but now 2nd and 15 can be a tough call. Banks has the play, and he's going to run back onto the field. 7:20 to go in the game, 28-24 Broken Arrow, and it has been back and forth. 3 receivers will come near side. That's the left side. McDaniel, Pearson, also out there at the tight end. Quick throw left side. That ball is caught at the 20-yard line, across that to the 24 to the 25-yard line. And that was caught by Belt. The guy gets all the way to the 25. We'll call it a gain of about 10, and that's a good gain on that 2nd down play, and now a very big 3rd down and 5. Union at their own 25-yard line. They need the 30, and they desperately need this first down. Redskins trail 28-24 with 6:50 to play in this game. 3 receivers go right side, 1 to the left. McDaniel alone here. Green next to Rovon Banks. Banks with the shotgun snap, back to throw, looks, has time, throws right side and airmails that one. It's intercepted. Intercepted on the left side by Broken Arrow down the left sideline to the 20 to the 15-yard line, and stepping out of bounds is Machota. Bryce Machota just it caught a ball that was just way overthrown. There's a flag over there, but that right now doesn't mean a whole lot unless it's holding. Now it could be. There's another flag as well. Let's see what the calls are. If that's a holding, it would bring back the interception. If it's a block in the back or something on the return, that would stand. The officials are going to get together, and then we will get the decision of the referee, and that is Ronnie Robison. This is an important discussion. Both teams are huddled somewhat nearby. Should be able to see someone making some kind of a motion in a moment. There are 2 flags, so it could be offsetting too. But it's going to depend on whether or not there was a holding defensively on that before the play happened. Robinson now looking to the Union side, but he's pointing, I think, at the flag, and here he comes. We'll see what he calls. 2 fouls, both against Broken Arrow, so that will reverse it. There is a hold. They are going to turn that down, but there's also a personal foul, hands to the face.
Yeah.
So Union will take that penalty. It's an automatic first down, and that'll move the ball to the 34-yard line, and that's a huge call for the Redskins. And Rovon Banks has been a very good thrower all year, but Tom, the last 2 have sailed on him. What happens? Why does the ball go high like that?
I don't know if he's just excited.
Well, it's cold and dry, too. You wonder
Yeah.
about the drift. So 1st and 10 Union at their own 34. Handoff right side. A.J. Green, room. A.J. across the 40, 45, 50. A.J. at the 45. A.J. pushes forward to the 40-yard line. Oh, my. A.J. Green exploded out of there for 20 more yards. They don't take him down until right at the 40-yard line, and it's a 1st and 10 Redskins. 6 minutes to go in this game. 28-24 Broken Arrow, and here comes Union. And Tom, you run outside long enough, eventually they don't pay as much attention to that fake, and that time they gave it. 2 receivers go right, 1 left. Dead center of the field at the 40-yard line for Banks. Quick motion, handoff once again inside to A.J. Green, and he's going to push forward. He's going to get inside the 40, not much more than that. He got down to the 37, which, believe it or not, is a terrific run, because they had him really kind of backed up. Torrance Ingram in on that tackle. That's a good gain of 3, considering it'll be 2nd and 7.
And obviously this is going to be 4-down territory.
Well, it's in a game of big plays.
Yes.
It seems like this is what you want out of the playoffs. Every snap is meaningful. Every snap is important. 2nd and 7, Union. Now the 37 of Broken Arrow. 2 receivers stacked left side. Banks in the shotgun. Now motion by DeSmet, left to right. Here goes Rovon to his right. Got a big hole. Rovon cuts back 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and he's down inside the 10. Rovon Banks breaks free, and he's going to stay down again, but I think it's probably something like Krabs again. Hadaway made the final tackle, but not before Banks gives Union a 1st and goal inside the 10. Rovon's going to go down again. You know, Tom, it's hard to explain, but once you get cramps, you can't drink them away, because we're just talking about a lack of hydration. You can IV them away, but you can't drink them away. So right now, as he starts to drink, it's going to take nothing more than him being massaged and continuing to play. But when he gets out and stretches his legs like that, it's going to be tough. We'll take a break. When we come back, 5 minutes to play in this game, and Broken Arrow leading by a score of 28-24, but Union will have first and goal. This is Redskins football on KRMG. Will leave the game here with about 5 minutes to go in this football game. Broken Arrow up 28-24. Rick Corey, Tom Stockton, and Doc Levins. First and goal Redskins now inside the 6. J.D. Geneva in at quarterback. Geneva will hand left side to A.J. Green, and he's going to lose yardage. J.J.'s going to be taken out back toward the 10-yard line. Broken Arrow's loaded up on him. Darquin Moss made the play, and right now, Broken Arrow understands, Tom, that the guy who's going to run the football is going to be A.J. Green, and they're going to sell out. So I think the Redskins have to let J.D. Geneva throw it maybe.
Or possibly fake it and let him run it right up the middle.
They're going to take it back to the 8, so it's going to be only a loss of a couple. I think that's a really good spot for A.J. Green. 4:43 to play in this game. Second down and goal for Union. Now they have to have the touchdown to get the lead. There's the 8 of Broken Arrow. 2 receivers go right side. 2 running backs. One is Pearson. To the right is Green. Geneva in the shotgun. Has the snap. Fakes the handoff. Fires middle of the field. And it is caught. Oh, no, it's dropped. Oh, Mackay Belt had it square between the 1 and the 7. J.D. Geneva fired a bullet. And he hit him. Now, there was contact, and it was really pretty good defense in there. I think it was Machota who was there. But that's a catchable football, and it's going to be third and goal at the 8 of Broken Arrow. Union trailing 28-24, 4:38 to go, and Banks has come back into the game. You can hear this crowd. 3 receivers go right side. Belt, Pearson, and Lipsy. To the left side, the tight end, Shea. Banks in the shotgun on third and goal from the 8. Rovon runs to his right, hands back to his left side. A.J. Green got room. 5, stretches for the end zone. Got there! Touchdown, A.J. Green! A.J. was hit at the 5 and pulled one man and then dived into the end zone. The ball broke the plane. The question I had was whether they would say his knee was down first. They did not. They called it a touchdown, and with 4:31 to go in this game, the Redskins retake the lead. Oh my, what a play by A.J. Green. And a huge extra point here from Stephon Forbes. Oh, what an exciting football game. Everything we thought it would be. Trenton Smith will snap. Pearson will hold. There's the snap. It's a little low. Pearson got it down. The kick is up, and it's good. 4:31 to play in this game. Union with the lead again. Now 31-28 Redskins. They'll kick it to Broken Arrow next on KRMG.
Stephon Forbes to kick off. Corey Dillard returning the kickoff. Gavin Cole matching
Took him 259. Green's 8-yard run, and I mean a gutsy run it was, and the extra point makes it 31-28. 4:23 to go in this game. First round playoffs, or quarterfinals, pardon me. Playoffs in 6A1. And we really didn't expect anything else, did we, Tom?
No, I didn't. I didn't know what kind of score, but I knew it was going to be a close one.
So 1st and 10, Broken Arrow at their own 21-yard line. Tigers have a timeout left. Union has 2. Once again, Rainsham brings up to the line of scrimmage. He's going to hand off right side, and Banks gets forward. Mason Gibbons swallowed him up around the 22-yard line. They may give him the 23, maybe even the 24. If so, they gave him a heck of a spot. That's going to be good for 3, and it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Tigers at their own 23.5. Broken Arrow moved it the last 2 times, Tom, throwing the football. I'll be surprised to see if they don't go back to the air pretty quickly.
Right. Spoiler alert, safeties, watch the pass.
2nd and about 7. Raines in the shotgun once again. Banks to his left, straight back as Raines. Fires middle of the field, and he's going deep, and he makes the catch around the 45-yard line. Once again, that's Keller. No, pardon me, this time it's Dillard, and he just ran right by Union. Redskins trailing. The coverage was not terribly bad, but Jaden Rowe just couldn't keep up. That moves the ball down to the Union 38-yard line with 3:37 to play. Here comes Broken Arrow. Guess you wouldn't expect any different.
No.
They'll mark it at the 38 of Union. 3 receivers go left side. Raines has just been nails tonight. Now that they're in the shotgun, pardon me, the Wildcat. They're going to snap it directly to Keller, and he's going to run right side and not get much. He's going to go down right about the 37-yard line. 2 linebackers were there. Ford, assisted, of course, by, who else? Jake Rogers. They'll give him about a yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 9. Keller did a very nice job on that play a couple of times earlier, but not this time. Union making a couple of switches, bringing in some extra defensive linemen. Guys are getting tired out there. 2nd and 9, 2:49 to play. Union up by 3, 31-28. Once again, they're going to shift back into that Wildcat. Once again, it's Dillard. He's going to run it straight up the middle. Got a little bit of room, and he gets jerked around, and there's a flag, and it's going to be a face mask. Keller, pardon me, and the face mask flags coming from everywhere. 4 different flags. He was tackled at the 33. Would have brought up 3rd and 5, but Union clearly face masked Isaiah Keller. And that will be the personal foul kind. And that'll be a 1st down, and that'll put the ball somewhere around the 23-yard line of Union. Robinson, the official, will come explain. Personal foul, face mask. So they're going to walk that football down. Actually, that's going to go inside the 20. Holy cow. They say it happened around the 28, so it's going to go to the 18. So it's now 1st and 10 Broken Arrow at Union's 18 with 2:27 to go, and the Broken Arrow Tigers down by 3. 3 receivers go left side, short slot right side. Raines. Nope, pardon me, once again, who else? It's going to be Keller, and he takes off to the right, gets inside the 15, back down to around the, looks like maybe the 12? Yeah, something along those lines. So 3 straight Wildcat plays from Isaiah Keller, and Broken Arrow takes it down. They're going to give him almost the 7. We'll still say the 8. We'll say it's a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. It's a tremendous game. All right, Raines back into the game now. Behind him, of course, his belt. This is Sanchez Banks. Sanchez Banks takes it down inside the 10, down inside the 5. Banks down inside the 3. A little delayed handoff there from Raines, and he just exploded. JoJo Nichols had to make the play, and with 1:41 to go and a timeout called, Broken Arrow is trying to take the lead. We'll take one more break too. 31-28 Redskins, but with 1:41 to go, Broken Arrow is knocking at the door. This is Union Football at KRMG.
Chauncey Andrews, the Andrews Union Redskin.
Field. It was Chauncey Andrews of the Redskins. He is up and walking off under his own power, so he looks like he's fine. The Redskins, maybe not. First and goal, Broken Arrow at Union's 4-yard line with 1:41 to go in a 31-28 game. Union with the lead. Raines brings him to the line of scrimmage under center. Set behind him is Sanchez Banks. We're going to tight end on the right side. Union is set. They're letting the clock run down as far as they can before they snap it. Raines is going to quarterback sneak it, and he's getting pushed from behind, and he is going to go forward. Union did the best they could to gang up on him, but with the new rules, Tom, being able to push from behind, it's really hard to keep people out of the end zone.
I think that's number 44, Mitchell Banning.
It is. He's one of the guys back there.
And
Mason Gibbons in on that
huge.
tackle. Yeah, he is. Micah Walker on that tackle as well. They didn't move it much. They're going to give him about a half yard, maybe a yard. It'll be second and goal from the 3. 54 seconds to go. Broken Arrow clearly wants this game to either end with them behind by 3 or up by 4. Raines in the once again. He's going to turn. He's going to hand off, and running off to the right and into the end zone is Banks. Sanchez Banks into the end zone with 39 seconds to go, and Broken Arrow has regained the lead. Now 34-31 with the extra point upcoming. Officials are setting the ball, and we will have an extra point coming up. So Union will have a little time, but not an awful lot. Another huge extra point coming up right here. If he knocks this through, Tyler Crawford, then Union would have to have the touchdown. Teams are ready. There's the snap, there's the kick, and it's up and good. So there's going to be 39 seconds to go in the game, and Union trailing 35-31 now, and about the 80th change of lead in this game. We're going to keep it here, Tom, because you don't have a lot of time, obviously. You do have 2 timeouts. The kickoff is key, and Crawford has put them all in the end zone thus far. So you think you're probably going to start at your 20, and with 39 seconds to go, what's your philosophy?
Well, hopefully I don't ever have to worry about that, but I don't. You know, a trick play, some type of flea flicker, I really don't know. I'm sure they've got some things over there. Coach Ropke's really innovative. But Broken Arrow's going to back their safeties and probably have 3 or 4 guys back 15, 20 yards deep.
Yeah, I remember Union doing that once, and a guy named Keywan went 80 yards.
Yes.
So you might want to be careful about that. So that drive for Broken Arrow is 8 plays, 79 yards. Talk about 2 guts drives in a row by these 2 offenses.
Yeah.
Union goes 9 for 80 and 259. Broken Arrow goes 8 for 79 and 343. So it's 35-31 Tigers. This is quarterfinal playoff action here. Redskins in the playoffs for their 30th consecutive year. Broken Arrow's won 2 in a row in this series after losing 36 of 37, trying the best to make it 3. Crawford will kick off. Back deep, Green and Pearson. I'm sure AJ would love to have a shot at this, but Crawford's put them all in the end zone. Left footer approaches from left to right.
Yep.
And this one's going to go deep and once again into the end zone. One thing you keep in mind right away, Tom, is they've been so effective, both teams, with that wheel route.
Right.
If you throw it again, but you're going to have to at least make somebody miss. But if you can get A.J. Green in the clear in any way, he's very difficult to catch. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Union at their own 20, but they're down 35-31 with 39 seconds to go and 2 timeouts. You don't have much opportunity to run it. You can run it, but you're going to have to use a timeout if you do, because you're just going to take so much time. And now this crowd comes alive. And quite honestly, Tom, I'm surprised how small the crowd is. I thought it would be a lot bigger.
I did too.
But they are coming alive. There'll be 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Shadan to this side along with Pearson. Now Pearson goes in motion to the right with 2 others. Rovon Banks in the shotgun. Green to his right. There's the snap. Banks straight back. Looking. He's going to fire it deep. He's got a guy out there, and it is incomplete. Mekhi Belt had a chance around the 45-yard line. The ball was swatted. Broken Arrow did have a couple of defenders out there. The swat was by Miles Slusher. That stops the clock with 30 seconds to go. Now 2nd and 10, Union at their own 20, but Tom, he had a chance.
Yes, he did. I'm surprised it didn't go deep to Pearson, but was open.
2nd and 10. Once again, 4 receivers, same set for Banks. Ball dead center in the middle of the field. Broken Arrow going right to left. Or pardon me, Union going right to left. Back again. Banks fires right side. Ball caught at the 20 or 30, pardon me, across the 35. Belt makes that tackle. Oh, they say he stepped out at the 31. So with 23 seconds to go, you establish the first down and you stop the clock because he stepped out. But now only 23 seconds and you're at your own 31-yard line. Still 2 timeouts for the Redskins. Lipsy will go right side. Pearson comes left side with Shea. Tied in his formation as well. Banks in the shotgun. There's A.J. Green to his right. Straight back, Robon. Going to have to hurry. Here comes pressure, and he goes down. Union's going to have to use a timeout. Broken Arrow only rushing 3 and still got there. A Union player is just very slow getting up. The sack in there by Brandon Barwig, and that's a huge play for Broken Arrow because, Tom, they only rushed 3 and he got there quickly. So a timeout for Union with 15 seconds to go. They'll have 1 left as they trail 35-31. And, you know, there are 2 things you couldn't do. Take a sack and turn it over.
Right. And I don't know if they've got the Boise State reverse pass play, but they might want to try it.
Well, with 15 seconds to go, you have maximum probably 2 plays. And that's if the ball's incomplete. If you complete a ball in the middle of the field and the guy runs around a little bit, you're probably going to end the game. You can't hand it off again unless you're certain your guy is going to go the distance. So your options become very, very limited. Or as a guy once said to me when he ran to the sidelines, "Coach, what should I do?" And his coach said, "Do you ever think about transferring?" Not too many other options sometimes, and right now that's where it's been. But what a terrific football game this has been.
Oh, it's been so exciting.
Early in the year, Broken Arrow shutting out Union 14-0. Very different game here as the Redskins had the lead really for most of this game, starting in about the middle of the first quarter. Broken Arrow took it back briefly in the third. Union took it back again, and the Tigers with great guts drive to get the lead again. 15 seconds to go, 35-31 Broken Arrow. Union, second down at their own 17-yard line. They've got, 24-yard line is 2nd and 17. Straight back is Banks, looking, firing. Nope, he got caught from behind again, and Robon's going to go down. 9 seconds to go. Union will have to use their last timeout. The clock got down to 7, and again, the pressure, which has not been an issue all night tonight. Broken Arrow can play so deep, Tom, they can tie their ears back with those guys up front. Just go.
Yeah, they've got 4 or 5 guys 20 to 25 yards off the ball.
So with 7 seconds to go, Tom talked about trick plays. Here's the problem with trick plays when a team is in a prevent defense.
Yeah.
You've got guys back so deep. You know, I mentioned the Kewan Jones game. If you remember what happened there, he caught the ball in the middle of the field, but he was clear.
Right.
And then there was 1 block on the corner, and then it was just all speed. And that's about the only thing you can try to do right now is get your fastest player, which is A.J. Green, somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run that wheel route again right here.
Yeah.
7 seconds to go, possibly in the season for Union. Broken Arrow 35, Redskins 31. Ball now back at the Union 22-yard line. It's 3rd and 22, or 19, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the score. Broken Arrow's deepest defensive backs will be back near midfield. One of those guys back there is Jalen Moss. The other guy back there is Slusher. They'll have 3 guys almost like a soccer set at around the 40. Banks will send 3 receivers left side, and once again A.J. Green remains in the backfield. He shifts now to his left, Banks in the shotgun. This is it, 7 seconds to go. Union down 4. There's the snap, there's the throw, and Pearson can't catch it. They'll have 1 more play. They were going to run the flea flicker to Kyler Pearson and have him toss it to A.J. Green, and you know what? If he catches that, he's going to make yardage. He had some room. But the ball was low, and Kyler couldn't get to it, so now we will be down to this last play. At their own 22-yard line, Union, trailing 35-31, has 4th down and 19. Again, the down doesn't matter at all. This is it. 3 receivers left side. Belt is here. Pearson is here. Possibly in his last play as a Redskin. Dan is here. McDaniel to the right. Snap to Banks. Robon's going to run it himself, and he's going to turn and toss it to A.J. Green, and he's down, and that's the ball game. Broken Arrow wins 35-31 in a tremendously hard-fought football game with both teams showing great grit and at times really, really high character. Unquestionably, the Union Redskins lose 35-31. We'll come back with our post game next on KRMG.